streaming. You do your magic with the light, because I can't quite get it. It's a little bit different. I need to get the headphones. This goes in here. Oh shit. Sorry? Well, that's because you would have heard that, so I need to turn that down.
What are those kids in here? Pull this up. Oh, move Simon. He's got a couple going.
You're probably right, but I mean, I think these things will be shut down anyway in the near future. Hang on, is it a big company? Do I? I might give a brother in trouble. You will know. I mean, there are still businesses running. Yeah, but I just thought it's still running. Greg's was running earlier, although I've heard it's going to be shutting down now, Greg's. It's trending. Yeah, but you're at home, aren't you? Well, no, I'm actually in work. I'm risking my life for you. James is at home, nice and safe, but I'm risking my life. And all the
Poor
lads in the
Patty
control
with
room.
the cone on her head.
Good lads. You driving in, though, you're not getting in on the tube. Yeah. Public transport. I'm sitting at home. He's had to go out to work. James is not. He's nice and tucked up. Are you going to go to the use your right to go to the supermarket early tomorrow, John? Me? Yeah. Probably not. Yeah, silver out. Yeah, the silver out. My mum went there the other day. She said it's just for the normal people anyway. Well, they're hardly normal people. You can't go then, James. Yeah, when I say normal people. When I say normal people, I mean people who look like they weren't, I don't know, in special need of special shopping times. You know, us 40, 50-year-olds are less healthy than the 70-year-olds because they had a better, they grew up on less choice. Yeah, and you used to smoke though as well. Exactly. We're a lot less healthy than you. We're knackered as young. If you and I went to the supermarket together, they'd ask if you needed a wheelchair and if I wanted. And you'd push it, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you could push us around. Yeah, exactly. You should.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. So we're talking like this. Kathy, talking to yours.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello.
That's all right. That distortion's back, which is annoying. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay.
So do I. But he's told me that. I find that difficult to believe. I wonder if we can look into that. Well, I mean, businesses
It's good on YouTube.
on the show tomorrow.
Sit.
They are still running. Yeah, but you're right out in the open and you're in close proximity.
I'm not standing there. Hello everyone on YouTube. This is an experiment. We want to make this kind of a visual thing because I know that it'll make some of you said it will make you feel less isolated. So we are going to have a go. I don't know if it's going to K my internet. A few of you suggested you preferred this over Periscope, so we're doing this.
I'm in Oxford.
Matty, No timeouts, nothing. If someone does something racist, homophobic, misogynistic, bang, straight away. Get rid of them. Thank you for your service.
Oh God, I'm getting all confused now, man. Calm down.
It keeps buffering. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The sound is distorting our end as well. That's coming from Talk Radio. It's very clippy. So there's not really a lot I can do about it, I'm afraid, guys.
Alan, Josh, Alan, have you got?
He got too stressed. He couldn't handle it anymore. It does get very stressful.
Can't get the mouse.
Well, it's the excitement of talking to you.
Yeah, exactly. So, should we...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that sound like? That sounds alright. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? It sounds fine. What the fuck are you talking about? How do I make Gatford a mod?
You have no idea just how reassuring your voices and banter continue to be. We could all keep each other company and share tips and support. Some humour.
Gatford, you're a mod.
My self-isolation project is to learn belly dancing. From online tutorials, great music to lose yourself in. Crucial. Was practicing earlier, got over-enthusiastic, hip shimmied like Shakira, and backed into my art easel, which crashed over, leaving me
Dear, I'd like to see pictures of that.
Yeah, there's the radio talking over us. Guys, I'm coming out of the YouTube chat because I'm going to find it too disturbing. Matty, Gary, any problems, let me know. We'll decide whether we keep it going or not. Enjoy. Goodbye.
Videos. Apparently that's trending at
Yeah,
the moment.
keep fit, that's right, yeah, with personal training video.
You know.
Shout out from Danny to the HGV drivers doing our best to keep us moving. A whale rig and struggle to get food on the weekend. Her indoors is a teacher too. Long time since we spoke, James. Get me on Danny. Or ring in Danny.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, not
And
tonight.
Do you want to coach?
Badge said great to hear us again. Where have you
Busy
been?
Bob.
We've been here for years. When is the coronavirus going to go away? I've had enough. Well, when I know, I'll let you know, Badge. So stay tuned to us on Talk Radio, and I will let you know. Yeah.
Thank you.
This weekend just proved we have way too many dumbasses who need protection from themselves and their own stupidity.
We're going to start in about 4 minutes, so you can put us on if you want.
The Twitter site at the moment. I've got so many messages from people.
If you listen now, it's James Whale is on.
So hopefully that isn't going to happen again.
He's killed people. He's a murderer. Yeah, he murdered 5 people.
Down for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's true, he did. He killed 5 people.
in a couple of weeks we'll begin to see something happening.
Terrible human being.
At the end of the
Not
tunnel.
as the case.
Yeah, scumbag.
Say again?
One of the worst.
Probably
Light at
worse
the end
than
of the tunnel, yeah.
probably worse than 2 weeks, because if it's going the same way as Italy. But,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get there.
We haven't really got time to squeeze one more pull in.
Not really,
Mr.
no.
Ian Lee,
You've got to go back
I'm
in your
gonna go
box.
now,
You've got
right.
to put you back in your box.
back at
That's
7.
what's
Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to go and have a bowl of cornflakes. Ash, talk to you tomorrow at 7.
Yeah,
Ian Lee is here after the news. This may be the start of a completely new life. No shops anywhere. How are you going to
It's not so bad for him. What's he doing?
Well, I came in today, the only thing open was Greg's.
He's not connected to the right mic.
You could sit
Or
on
you
the
sit
top.
back.
You could do the show from
He won't be sitting back from me. He knows how to talk. He knows how to talk to the
Were
mic.
you just watching
He's
me?
totally the wrong side of it.
Boys, it's safe to say he looks a bit like what we perceive a terrorist to look like. Is that right?
Well, some say terrorist, some say hipster.
Shall we get on with this straight away? No, that's Scottish, isn't it?
Beans, that's all you need. Beans and toilet paper. That's all you need to live.
Stephen, you're on the air. Good evening.
Good morning, good afternoon, Jay.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Who cares? It's all the same. My toaster blew up today. Flames and everything.
had
I mean, whoosh, it went.
So, I mean, you're banned from going to places of
Yeah.
worship, and I'm banned from going to the gym. What are we going to do in our lives anymore?
Cue the little bit of flavor.
We'll be back after
We
this little
are-
triplet. Have a listen.
We are essential services.
They say the broadcasters, isn't it?
There it is.
Talk Radio. I'm Peter Jones. Lifting business performance is critical in today's uncertain times. But how do you keep up with changing regulations and rising demands? How do you break free from manual processes to raise productivity? The answer is technology that elevates performance and comes with industry-leading support. Over 1 million UK businesses, including my investment group, trust Sage to manage their finances, operations and people.
Elevate your
These
business
mic
today
stands
with our
actually
free
need a little
performance
turning.
review. Visit sage.com. It's
Oi, easy now.
variable speed limits are there to
to
Hello,
keep
George.
us safe, steady
get
the
the
flow of
house.
traffic, and keep us moving. Because we all want to be somewhere.
Ooh.
Somewhere like taking the kids for a quiet day out at the safari park. Follow the signs. Keep us all moving. Search Highways England motorways to find out more.
If you can build that flat-pack wardrobe without looking at the instructions, you've still got it.
Prep anything for tonight,
If you can manage 5 keepy-uppies on your first go, you've without question still got it. If you can toss a pancake to the ceiling and not let it hit the floor, surely you've still got it. And if you can just about fit into those jeans you bought 5 years ago, you've definitely still got it. Brute, still got it.
Across the UK, online, on Wizardry, and on your
Yeah.
speaker, Talk Radio. Across the UK, online, and on DAB.
Years to get up your mom now.
The hour.
So this is
It's 10 o'clock. I'm James Nish on the way
this
to
is
lead
Sarah,
test on
from
the
Sarah,
night
11.
Boris Johnson shuts down the UK.
Talk Radio. The news.
Boris Johnson has tonight placed the UK on lockdown to tackle the coronavirus.
You should not be meeting friends. If your friends ask you,
I don't have any friends, so actually that works out quite nicely.
you should not be meeting family members
Okay then.
who do not live in your home.
Sorry,
You
mate.
should not be going shopping except for essentials like food and medicine. And you should do this as little as you can.
And he's outlined why.
If too many people become seriously unwell at one time, the NHS will
Should have done it 2 weeks ago. We bottled it.
likely to die,
It
not
costs
just from
lives.
coronavirus.
Be able to fine anyone who ignores the new measures, including a ban on public gatherings of more than 2 people. Retired Met Police Officer Chris Hobbs has told
Stop
Talk
in a bit,
Radio
please.
there's a difficult time ahead for officers.
Police, of course, I suspect will be on
He's doing it
Well, shit.
underneath the,
they
underneath the
themselves
wire.
will be under pressure because they don't want the virus. They're going to have to feed their families. They're going to worry about taking this virus home, back to their families, and they'll be dealing with members of the public who won't be best pleased.
People around the country won't
He,
need
he
the
really
police or the
rushes his words into it, and I'm confident.
because we've got to realise
I'm
that actually
confident.
by interacting with others,
That's perfect.
spreading the virus,
Can't see you.
Yeah, that's
Can't
right.
see you.
and
Sorry.
the elderly will probably die.
Tough times.
Do you like our home
which
studio,
call for
guys?
Tough measures.
No Prime Minister wants to enact measures like this.
Something Shadow Health Secretary Jonathan Ashworth agrees with.
Yes, we do welcome what has been said this evening. I mean, they are quite extraordinary restrictions which no
Quite
politician
extraordinary
wants to impose
restrictions.
on the country. But earlier today,
On
we
my
were
butt cheeks.
urging the government to go much further in the social distancing measures that they had announced.
All that as Dr. Tedros Adhanom from the World Health Organization says the pandemic is accelerating with more than 300,000 cases now recorded. He wants governments to ensure health staff aren't put at unnecessary risk.
If we don't prioritize protecting health workers, many people will die because the health worker who could have saved their lives is sick.
And the Foreign Office is urging British people travelling abroad to come back
What?
to the UK now.
Why are they still
It
abroad?
says tourists should
Who's abroad now?
commercial flights are still available.
What?
Talk Radio. National weather.
Fine tonight, but wet and windy in far northwest. Another dry and sunny day for most tomorrow.
Late night. Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Jesus, wet, that's loud. They would totally say that as well. Right, we'll do something.
There's like a
He left his guitar. close still. Come here. There's your bollocks. There's your bollocks. Good evening, dear listener of the Late Night Alternative. This is, who am I?
Iain.
Who are you?
Catherine Boyle.
Sam, can I check, are we coming through? Can you hear us?
I can, but you're both very quiet.
We're both very quiet, are we?
Ain't right.
Well, that's okay. Well, don't worry. Stay there. Kath, you talk. I'm going to boost us.
So, you're listening to the Late Night Alternative. This is being hosted live.
Is that are we sounding good? I mean, the content is still going to be utter pony, but as long as people can hear us. Hang on one second. Can I just try a little test? There'll be a slight delay, but if my children are listening up to this upstairs in their bedroom, can you shout out butt cheeks, please? Wait for the delay. Hang on. Hang on. Right, so they're not listening. We'll screw those losers. 0344 499 1000, the Late Night Alternative. My God, what a disastrous day it's been. Horrendous. I've been homeschooling all day. I've been homeschooling. Here's the thing, when this nonsense ends, my God, we need to reverse the salaries of idiots like me and other TV and radio personalities, and we need to. I'll take a Tesco salary. I'll take a Tesco salary for this job. You pay them my salary, and teachers double that. How's about that? I've been homeschooling. Suddenly, I found myself giving a French lesson today. Sacre bleu! I couldn't do it. Catherine, of course, you speak fluent, perfect French.
Oui, bien sûr.
But I couldn't do it, and I'm giving a French lesson.
And how did that go? They believe you?
Très bien. It was nuts. I was under the impression, I've got 10 and an 8-year-old, they had been set, let's just say, a lot of homework. And I was under the impression they were self-sufficient. So I had a vision of me, kind of setting it up with them and then having a little doze on the sofa, watching the last couple of episodes of The Tiger King, reading a book, mowing the lawn. No. I was teaching my 8-year-old. The 10-year-old through it, wonderful. But for the 8-year-old, it was a little bit more hands-on in the instructional term. So I'm sat there, I'm teaching in French, and I wasn't a big fan of school. And I'm so close to going, let's blow this off. let's go and play football in the garden. Let's go and smoke some cigarettes at in the woods. But I taught him French and maths. We're doing quite complicated fractions and English. And he had more to do timetable. And for the 8-year-old, they've given, here's the work we would be doing this week. Work through as much of it as you can. Well, we didn't get through very much of it. I mean, dear God. And I'm sat there and I'm trying to read and, Daddy, can you help me? Oh my God. No wonder so many teachers are alcoholics. I don't know if that's a true statistic or not, but I wouldn't blame them if they were. It was, and you know what? Some of it was fun. I actually had a really, really good day with the kids. A really good day. But my God, they have to find a cure for this dreaded lurgy by the end of the Easter holidays, which I think is 3 weeks away.
And I'm guessing that you're only allowed out once a day applies to kids too, right? So I'm going to have to be very careful with the PE time when I send them out. But the quiet reading worked well. Let's have half an hour of quiet reading.
No, my 10-year-old's a really quick reader. He finished Warhorse.
Did he?
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We're gonna maybe make a few changes to the show. In as much as last night I turned on Howard Hughes. Love Howard Hughes, the Unexplained, and I thought, with all of this madness going on, I want to hear about aliens bumming a ghost. That's what I want to hear about, okay? And he was doing the dreaded lurgy, and I thought, no. I wouldn't dare tell him what to do because it would get uncomfortable and we wouldn't speak to each other again, ever. That's happened in the past. But I was thought, this isn't what I want. So in the end, I found a weird radio station called Rocket. And I listened to old episodes of On the Hour, which will mean something to. I listened to the Christmas edition of On the Hour, and then I listened to podcast radio because I just wanted to hear voices that weren't talking about it. And someone said, I think it was Sarah said on Twitter, I've had to stop listening to you guys because you talk about it too much. And I was going to reply, get stuffed, you. And I sat on it. I thought, well, too much is maybe not the phrase I would use, but we have quite a bit. And that's partly because people have phoned in with it, and that's fine. I'm not going to stop that. And it's also partly because perhaps we've led it that way, and we will still do that to a certain extent. But wherever possible, Catherine, I'm speaking for myself. I cannot speak for you. So we will have to mention it. It's the law. But I'm just going to dick around. 0344 499 1000. Catherine, your thoughts on this, please.
My thoughts on this are, the fact that we tell people they can ring up and talk about anything means that it will come up. And we will have to respond to it. We can't just go, okay, well, thanks for your call. So, for some people, it's still going to be too much. And in that case, turn the radio off.
Yeah, podcasts are the key.
Podcasts, audiobooks, there are all kinds of different things you can listen to that were done in the before times.
Yeah. Go on, spit it out.
So,
say it.
I think for some people, we're not going to be able to please them.
No, of course not.
And we can't. So, but we'll try.
We will try our best, and but also we are humans and we are going through this as well. Someone who is not going through this, or maybe they are. Alan Caddick, good evening. Oh, God, what's wrong?
I've been fired.
From the paper round?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was inevitable, mate. Loads. Sorry? No, he's trying to save people's lives, mate. Yeah, I'm worried about the loss. I'm worried about the loss of life. Yeah, Alan, listen, look at it in this way. And I get it. It's depressing, right? People losing their jobs. It's awful, right? And people are really, really scared. You're really lucky. You still live with your parents, right?
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. This is to save people's lives.
Your parents' lives.
This is to save your mum and dad's life, Alan. It's the best thing to do. I promise you. Who wants to deliver newspapers? No, it was the second bit of exercise you get a day.
Well, there's nothing stopping you from going on one. You can go for.
Alan, shut up. Listen, this is important.
You can still go for one walk a day.
Walk, she said. Walk.
A walk.
You can go out for a. Well, why would you go for a run on the bike? Surely you'd go for a ride on the bike. You're allowed to go out once a day. So do that. No, you won't, Alan. You literally won't. Here's what. Right, shut up. Stop this now, because I'm not going to allow a bike. You're allowed to go out for one bit of exercise a day. He said that. Alan, no, Alan, stop. You're panicking. Right, Alan. Here's what we're going to do. Right, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Are you holding the phone with your hand? What are you doing?
I'm going to the right hand.
You got it in the right hand. Right. With the left hand, I want you to reach up as though you're touching the baby Jesus in heaven.
Yeah.
And I want you to say, Dear Lord.
Dear Heavenly Father.
No, I'm giving you the words.
Follow the simple instructions, Alan.
Goodness sakes.
Dear Lord.
Dear Lord, thou art wicked.
Thou art wicked.
And I love you, man.
I love you, man.
Please don't let me get busted by the popo riding my bicycle.
Please don't let me get busted by the popo riding my bicycle.
Alan, you got Jesus on your side. You go and ride that bike once a day.
I'm getting the bicycle pump out of the storage after this phone call.
Okay, thank you very much, Alan.
Lovely.
0344 499 1000. He's getting the bicycle pump out of storage.
Yes.
Well, why is it in storage if he uses his bicycle so regularly? Popo, arrest that man. Let's go to Brian. Good evening, Brian.
Hi guys. Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
Iain. I was just thinking tonight, right, about Boris's well, I don't know what you call Boris's new legislation. Yeah. I think the police are going to be running ragged because the teenagers around here will be going out in gangs, taking the mick at the police and throwing bricks at the police like they normally do. So.
Hang on a second. Just put Brian's fader down. Just put Brian's fader down.
You know
for a
what this
second.
is?
Hang on a second. Did we just put Brian's fader down? So, did we say we were going to try and do a light-hearted, entertaining show this evening?
Or did we say come in and give us your disasterbation stories?
I get it. Everyone's scared. Everyone's scared. But. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know where to... Okay, Brian. Well, or maybe they won't. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll listen now, or the police will arrest them.
Yeah, but
What?
the kids around here, man, the mental.
No, shut up. Actually, Brian, shut up. Shut up. I'm not having that. The kids round here are mental. What a terrible thing to say. Yeah, I bet there's a handful of them are really a real pain in the bum. But you can't say all the kids round here are mental. I'm not allowing that, mate.
Okay, sorry about that, sorry.
No, I'm not allowing it. A statement like that is not going to help, okay? Let's hope that the young people, and personally, I don't think it's kids, I think it's people in their 20s and 30s that have been flouting the rules recently. Let's hope that the young people, or the people that have been flouting those rules, listen. And they see sense. And if they don't see sense, that someone in their house sees sense and explains it to them. And if they don't, I bet you over the next few days, there will be some very big arrests and busts to get people to follow the rules. Let's just, I get it, man. I get it. But just saying all the kids are mental. We're all in this together. It's not Brexit. It's not left or right. It's not remain or go. We are all in this together, Brian. We've got to help each other, man.
Oh, I agree. Totally agree with you there.
Good.
Can I just mention something else on a letter note?
Yeah, please, yes.
So I want to ask Catherine, you know, I've always wondered, well, you know, Catherine's quite eloquent in French.
She's very eloquent in French.
In a swimming pool. Is it?
What?
Well, a piscine, is that a swimming pool?
Où est la piscine? Yes.
Right. I just kind of wondered because I didn't.
Because it sounds like piss. Great call, Brian. Thank you. 0344, Jesus, wept. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Jack, stay there. We're coming to you in a bit. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Are you thinking about
Fucking
investing
hell,
but
man.
not sure where to start? At Times Money Mentor, we offer expert financial guides, real-life stories, and
Let's just do
independent
what
product
is.
reviews to help you make the right financial decisions for you. The current tax year ends on April the 5th, which means you're running out of time to invest up to £20,000 completely tax-free with a stocks and shares ISA. Find the right ISA for you with Times Money Mentor's independent product reviews. Visit thetimes.co.uk/money mentor today.
This Easter at Lidl, we're big on big name chocolate eggs at not so big prices. Like a large toffee crisp Maltesers or Galaxy Enchanted Easter egg for only $2.79.
I've got to try not to be too angry because people are scared. But it doesn't.
But they're winding themselves up and other people.
But me shouting them isn't gonna save them.
Isn't it the radio version of grabbing them by the shoulders and shaking them?
You know what? 2-3 minutes just to reset it all.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
No, you can't. No, you can't, Sam. Tell them that. Then where are we?
Let's prevent it. Test your smoke alarms now. You want a better van with loads of
So we've got no
extras,
phones,
yeah?
guys. You may have
So
heard there
how
because you
about
can
a
hear what
great
Sam's
van
saying as well.
with a
What?
comprehensive
This is the
6-month,
switchboard, this one.
10,000-mile warranty.
No, it's only when you put someone on hold. Apparently, what they're hearing is.
Okay, all right, nice one, man. Just let us know. Come on there and tell us when it's all good.
Price promised.
Thank you, man.
All this.
Because we've got a little problem with the phones, we will get to it in a bit, promise.
Find out more now at vanmonster.co.uk. Terms and conditions apply. Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
So I'm going to try something on Wednesday. It's all up in the air at the moment because I've got my wonderful boys staying. Oh, by the way, 11 o'clock, we've got a comedian, Sarah Benincasa, coming on. She does a great podcast called Well, This Isn't Normal, and it's lovely. I'm up to, I think I'm on episode 4, and she's got Alex Winters on. Bill and Ted on, and I'm loving it. It's great. She's coming on. Fingers crossed. I mean, we have a slight problem with the phones working normally, so if you're calling, bear with us. They're having to switch the phones off and on again. At 11, I'm going to try and Skype someone in LA from my computer here and feed it down to the studio in London. What could possibly go wrong? Everything could possibly go wrong, but we will have a go. So don't call for a second. What was I going to say? I was going to say something groundbreaking. I was going to.
Were you?
Yeah, I was actually.
What, you're going to launch into one of your...
It was going to be wicked. It was going to be... Oh, how did your school tutoring go
Okay,
today?
well, it's a little bit easier because there's 2 of us, passing the baton.
Oh, yeah.
So I wasn't in charge of first period. It was my husband, and so
good for him.
yeah, and the kids went straight into the online work they've been given.
Did he
from
get as
school.
frustrated as quickly as I did?
He's very good at getting to the the switching off and rising above. I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was doing while he was supposed to be supervising. No, when I came downstairs, he was helping my eldest out with some maths. So I think he likes to feel useful.
I like doing that. The worst bit was when I had to print something. I hate printers because they just never do what you want them to do. And then it printed, and I printed like the first 6 sheets, and then of course it ran out of ink. It ran out of flipping ink. So I've ordered some ink, but that was the point I was saying. Oh, no, go on. Sorry, so how did the rest of your day
So then
go?
after that, he did like all the... By the time I came downstairs after having a lovely lie-in, which is great, he sort of launched them into their schoolwork, and it was just a matter of overseeing that. So I did a little bit of that, and then it got a bit more freewheely when I took over in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, I taught them about the Beatles.
Oh.
I was playing them Abbey Road.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Music education.
Yeah, we had a little go on the ukuleles.
Yep.
I let them do PE outside for a bit. Then they had quiet reading time with Mum. That was kind of it. But God knows what we're going to do tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow, the structured stuff, and the school, the girls' school has sort of said that, the kids have got like 25-minute concentration time when they're my youngest age. And so if you can get them to sit down and do just a few bits in the morning, it's not absolutely essential that they are sitting there from 9 o'clock till 3:30 in the afternoon. So we're just trying to keep it as unstressful for everyone as possible, really. Yeah. And also, it's day 1.
Yeah. Well, our Easter holiday starts Thursday. So
sweet.
Now, by the way,
the phones are fine, are they, Sam?
they should be. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see. This is what I was going to say. I've got the kids here today and tomorrow. My wife is a reporter, and they're working with a skeleton staff, and I don't know, she may get called in at short notice. But I think they're going back Tuesday evening. And if they do, I was wondering, dear listener, would you like to join me for lunch? This is an idea I've got that will probably not work, will probably be a car crash, but could be a giggle as well.
Could be disgusting.
It could be disgusting. You need to download an app called Zoom. Now, let me get the waivers out of the way. I have nothing to do with it. It's a free app. And some people, once I've mentioned Zoom, have sent me links of stories about how it harvests your data and stuff like that. I don't know about that. That's not what I'm interested in. To be honest, I'm at a point where I don't really care if my data is harvested. I want to communicate with the outside world. And I've used Zoom for a handful of NA meetings, actually, and it's been really cool. So if you feel safe, read up on it, and if you don't like it, then don't do it. But if you download an app called Zoom, and I don't have my children here on Wednesday, basically you can have up to 100 people, and it looks like the Brady Bunch. So you're all in little squares. and I thought we could all have lunch together. Just 30 minutes on Zoom. You can do it on your phone. I think you can do it. I think you can do it on your computer. And we just sit and we have lunch and we have a chat. And if anyone's obnoxious, I can boot them out because I will be hosting the party. And if it works, then maybe we'll make that kind of a weekly thing. I know things are a bit up in the air with kids for me and for all of you, loads of you as well. And you know, but it's that thing of desperately trying not to isolate, which is my default setting. My default setting is to not speak to anybody. So this scenario is almost perfect for me, except I know it would kill me because I would go out and I would go, well, maybe I'll get some beers in, you know. Genuinely, that's where my illness could take me. It may not be as bad for you as that, but I think nearly everybody, you'd have to be pretty strange to not be feeling lonely or scared or depressed with this. So Wednesday at 1 o'clock, fingers crossed, inshallah, weather permitting, we will have lunch. Are you going to join us, Boyley?
Well, I've got the kids, but let's see what we can do.
I'm going to have a cheese sandwich and a bowl of tomato soup. I've decided already. And we'll have lunch, and if it works, we'll do it again. And I'm trying to think of ways we can interact and be a little bit more visual. You can watch tonight's show. It's a bit of an experiment. YouTube.com/Iain Lee. Okay, so it's not on the Talk Radio YouTube. It's on our YouTube, my YouTube, mine and Kath's. YouTube.com/Iain Lee. There are about 120 people watching us right now. We've got mods in there, so we'll have none of that racism. Zero tolerance. Racism, misogyny, homophobia. It's not even a timeout. You're banned. We don't want any of that. And the reason I'm doing that, and we tried Periscope last week, and a few of you asked if we'd try it on YouTube, and we'll settle on one, is still the same radio show. We're not changing the content, but I know some of you expressed that you want something visual to feel less isolated, and I totally get that. So you are welcome to come to the YouTube channel and have a little look. I think the phones are working, so we're going to try Nikki. Hello, Nikki.
Hello, good evening, Iain. Good evening, Kath.
Nikki,
I'm
Nikki,
a little bit nervous this time because, so I was your last caller on Monday last week, and I talked to you about resigning from my job without anything to go to, and whether I was stupid, brave. I think you suggested both, and then I told you about my volunteering at Monday Club in Burnham.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and how it had to be closed because obviously the senior citizens that are in the club are quite sort of vulnerable, but
Feisty.
I've got quite a positive slant on that now.
Okay.
What I was going to talk to you that evening was I was nervous because I was going to volunteer, and I thought, with my asthma and stuff, I was going to be front line with, people that might have the virus, but actually I got buddied up with 3 of the members, and it's been the most amazing experience. Especially with one of the 86-year-olds. We've had such a bond that we wouldn't have got had I been volunteering at the club normally, just standing there, helping them with the bingo, giving them the toilet rolls as the prizes and the chocolate.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it inspires anybody else, but it's been really good to talk on the phone with these people.
Yes, helping is one of the few times I'm feeling very low with all this is going on. But one of the few times I feel good is when I'm helping someone. And today a lot of it was helping my boys. And also I popped round to see Betty, who lives next door. She's an old lady who lives next door, who I absolutely adore. And I leant over a fence, and she said, "Come in." I said, "Betty, I can't. The rules are I can't come any closer to you." And we had a laugh about it, and we both went, well, it's silly, isn't it? But it's saving lives. But what a world we're living in that we hear. And then we talked about my cat that was trying to get into her house, and it was really nice. It was 5-10 minutes, and I just keep reminding her because I know she's reluctant to ask. Look, if you need anything, I'm home all the time, more than happy to go to the shops for you, or if I've got it, you can have it. I've got loads of tins of food, loads of frozen food, and turns out she's got quite a few tins and some frozen stuff as well. But it was just nice. And when this ends, which it will do, I really think that's going to be one of the many benefits that we carry with us, that old people won't be invisible to slightly younger people, and that we'll get on with our neighbours a bit and make more of an effort.
Exactly, and I think we'll have more to our lives. I mean, I'm certainly talking to more people now, and I'm enjoying it. I think we're going to be closer by being more distant, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I did have to laugh when I was driving down yesterday. from each other, and it just looked look at the well done. They were doing it. They were following the rules, but it looked so ridiculous. And you've got to look. There's humour in this. It's horrendous, right? But there's humour in it, man, and you've got to look for the humour in it. Otherwise, we will all kill ourselves.
You have to. And there's one other thing I just wanted to tell you about. You might have already heard this being parents, but I've noticed a lot of my friends that have kids, they've done timetables for their kids. I don't know if they made them wear their uniforms today or not. That's another question. But Joe, have you heard of Joe Wicks?
Yep.
The fitness guy.
Yeah.
Buff.
He wants to be the nation's PE teacher, and every morning, Monday to Friday.
Does that mean we have to catch him masturbating in the showers like we did with one of mine?
I don't think that was part of the curriculum.
Okay, fine, all right.
No, that might not be what he does.
It's a true story.
Maybe that's the adult version at 9 p.m. But yeah, 9 to 9:30, he's doing like a PE session for kids probably and adults, and I've noticed quite a few of my friends are kind of tuning into that. So that's
I bet they are.
something else they don't have to manage.
We're doing that 9 o'clock.
These friends, they're not sort of slightly frustrated women, are they?
No, but she's
Because he's buff. He's buff. He ain't. The mums are going, okay, kids, let's watch this. No, let mummy hold the phone. Mummy wants to watch Joe. Nikki, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're getting. You know, I'm glad you're being useful. That's it. That's part of the problem. Is feeling not useful. 0344 499 1000 from Nikki to Nick. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Ian.
What you got? Yeah, all right, mate. What you got?
Well, it was just an idea that occurred to me over the weekend for trying to get the social distancing measures through to people a bit more, because obviously we've all seen things over the weekend where really a lot of people have been ignoring it. And I just thought, you have public service announcements on stations like Talk Radio and Talk Sport about washing your hands and that sort of thing, and I thought maybe we could just move it on a little bit more to social distancing. And why on earth is there nothing on Netflix?
What do you mean there's nothing on Netflix? Have you not seen Tiger King? Oh, about social distancing. Have you seen Tiger King, by the way?
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, mate, do it's incredible. My God, it's incredible. Joe Exotic, this weird polygamous gentleman with a mullet who keeps tigers.
I'm not sure that's quite my thing, actually.
Oh, it's everybody's thing.
It's great, man.
Get involved.
It is incredible.
I'll tell you what. No, but in all seriousness, why are there no messages going through on Netflix? Because surely Netflix at the moment is probably the most powerful way of communicating with quite a lot of viewers.
I don't know. You mean like a little sort of 20-second ad every time you fire up a movie or something?
Yeah, you could even have like stars from the programs, or maybe film stars recording little messages to put out.
Hoo-ha! I'm Al Pacino! Get away from me, you piece of trash! I'll blow your ass off! 2 meters! Hoo-ha! Robert De Niro. Yeah, no. Get 2 meters away from me. No, it's making me anxious. Breathing all those germs at me. Oh, my God. No, I feel nauseous.
I would like him to stay away.
I think I have COVID-19. I think I had COVID-18 as well. Oh, God. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know.
He might persuade a few ladies to stay away, maybe.
Yes. He wouldn't want COVID-19. He'd want COVID-15.
Oh,
I'm just a little bit frustrated though, because you try and put forward, well, basically Netflix just make themselves totally non-contactable. You can't even put forward feedback to them, and I don't know. I just think it seems it would be quite a powerful channel. That was all.
Nick, I agree with you. Thank you. I think it's a good point. But you know, I guess all we can do. I mean, yeah, I could say it on here, but I could. Yes, all right. Don't stand near anybody. There you go. Done.
No, I meant slightly more sophisticated than that.
So cut him off. I'm a very sophisticated man. Thank you, Nick. 0344 499 1000. Sonia!
Hi, Ian, Kath and Sam. I'm sorry, Sam, but 3 times I phoned you and it's like someone eating crisps on the phone.
We had a problem with the phone. I think it's been sorted now.
Good.
Yes.
How are you? Right.
Yeah, all right, Sonia. Oh, we're all right. I'm losing weight because because I'm eating less food because I'm worried about food. I'm worried about food, and I've got food, but I'm just being very cautious about it, and so I'm not really eating, and I will have the boys Leftovers. So the boys leave it. I think, oh, I'll have that.
Boys, I love it so much you talk about them.
Well, there we go. They're asleep now. They're asleep now.
They're quiet.
Lawrence on the phone.
Sorry, Sonia?
My son Lawrence, my gorgeous son,
Yeah.
out of my 3 children, he sent me the most wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day card. I can't see it properly to read it, but he says how much he loves me.
Oh,
And he's listening on the phone now. He's in Westcliff in Chalkwood.
Hello, Lawrence. Hello, Lawrence. Mummy loves you, Lawrence. Your mummy's favourite.
He's handsome.
I bet he's a very handsome. You're not trying to fix him up with me, are you?
No, I want to fix myself up with you.
Okay.
Oh, blimey, that was very determined.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Sonia, we're not allowed to have any close physical contact. But I'm happy
No,
to
I
come
know.
and stand outside your window, naked.
Well, come to Bushy Heath. That's where I am.
Is that your nickname?
I would high five you, but that would be breaching the rules.
No.
No, you mustn't.
No.
Are you away from each other?
Yeah.
Yes, 2 meters.
I'm going to low one you. Nothing.
She's being vulgar, Sonia. She is being absolutely vulgar, and I can't wait until I want Boris Johnson's next announcement to be, and Catherine cannot go round to Ian's house. I want it to be that specific. She won't take the hint.
Oh, God. But,
How are you? Are you all right with all this nonsense?
I am, because I suffer with anxiety, stress and depression, like Lawrence does.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it's not bothering me.
There's a few people have said that. A few people have said that they're quite anxious people, and this isn't really impacting on them.
No, I
Which is
know,
good.
but my doctor once told me I can handle big problems, but not little ones.
Yeah. Well.
It makes sense.
There you go. Sonia, listen, we've got a lot of calls to get through. Thank you so much. 03.
darling.
Take care. Lots of love.
Take
0344.
care, all of you. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.
03. Go away.
Bye.
Go away. I'm trying to finish this call. Sam, you've got to be quicker on the fader. Sonia will stay there all night, won't you, Sonia?
Yes, of course I will.
Sam!
You're the only time I'm happy when I speak to you.
Oh, hang on a minute. No,
Lawrence.
I can't cut you off until he fades you out. For God's sake, Sam. 03.
I was on the phone.
I was on from 10 on Talk Radio.
Online. On
You can listen till 11, guys. You can listen till 11 if you want. But I bet you're watching YouTube, aren't you? 20 to 11. Are you listening or are you watching YouTube?
Otto Sergey constantly searches the energy market.
On your
He
tablet?
wants to know when you could
What did we
save,
talk
and
about?
when switching is up to you. Sergey, hurry up! You better not use all the hot water.
Shut up.
Automate your energy with Otto Sergey. Compare the market. Keep life simple.
Yeah, it's a long old delay.
And the NHS
It's a long old delay.
protect yourself and others from coronavirus. Wash your hands more often than usual, for 20 seconds each time. Use soap and water or a hand sanitizer when you get home or arrive at work, when you blow your nose, sneeze or cough, and when you eat or handle food. For more information, go to nhs.uk/coronavirus. Protect yourself and others.
A change is coming. Millions of people across the UK are realising that if their broadband's out of contract, they could be out of pocket. So it's time to switch and save with Vodafone Superfast Broadband for £22.95 a month. Join the Great British Broadband Switch today.
Jeff, it's your lucky day.
Ready?
You just became a
Vodafone.
moderator for the fastest growing YouTube channel in the country. Any racism, homophobia, misogyny,
If anyone just looks at you wrong,
ban
out.
them. Ban them. Don't even want time out for that. It's a ban.
Radio. Keep connected with round-the-clock news, essential information, and expert insight. I want to reassure you, on behalf of the government, that you're not alone. We will be with you throughout to support you.
Online, on DAB, and on the Talk Radio app. Talk Radio. Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. My kids are upstairs and I said they can listen for another 20 minutes. And then I was suspicious, thinking that perhaps they were watching YouTube or Twitch. And I said, are you listening to the show? Yes. What have we talked about? You've told a load of people to shut up. Okay, you are listening.
I mean,
All right.
that's any given night, though, isn't it? Really.
You are listening. 034449.
Good. Yeah, just a question. I don't want to be doom and gloom and everything. You're separated with your ex-wife, the same as me.
Yes.
What are you going to do with your children? As in, is there a grey area about children between different houses?
I have just seen Chris.
I don't want to be doom and gloom.
No. It's a question. It's a question that we've me and my ex have talked about.
No clarity on it, and I don't really want to go 3 weeks without seeing them as children. Do you know
Oh
what I mean?
God! After homeschooling today, do you know what? For the first time ever, I think I could put myself down for that. Someone called Chris has just retweeted this. This is from Jess Phillips, MP, who was she's Labour Party and was looking to be run as the Labour leader. So she's tweeted, children living in 2 homes will, I am sure, be able to travel between 2 homes. I will seek clarification, but it will surely be considered essential. Now, that's not a definitive yes, but that is someone who is able to get an actual answer from the Prime Minister saying, I think it's this. Let me go and check for you. So I was like you. I initially thought it would mean they would have to stay in one house or the other. My ex disagreed, and I'm really excited by what Jess Phillips is saying. And I will keep an eye on her Twitter feed until we get some clarification. And this is the thing. Hey, I think we should have had a lockdown 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we're doing it now.
It's not good if you haven't seen kids for a while. It's not good for mental health.
No, of course it's not.
Crazy.
Of course it's not. But also, it was a little bit vague. I thought the address today, I thought it was such a big announcement that it was a little bit vague, and I think it perhaps created more uncertainty than it needed to. I've got a feeling, Liam, that we're going to be okay.
Yeah, good. Hope so.
Yeah, me too. But I have to admit, if it saves lives, then I will go along with it. But you're right, it's a mental health thing, isn't it? For both the parents and the kids, actually. And the parent that is I was going to say stuck with the kids. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean. It's.
I don't want to be doom and gloom on your show because I listen to you every night. I don't call in much, but I listen most nights, and it's pretty funny. But I sound like doom and gloom. But
no, it's an important question, man.
Like us, probably in the same position, yeah.
I'm wondering what we can. Let me think. Is there something we can do? Because it's. No. I'll tell you what, Liam. Best of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. What have you got?
Rock.
Oh, mate, I've got paper and I'm showing it to the YouTube. It's 1-0 to me. Okay. 1, 2, 3. What have you got?
Paper.
Oh, mate, I'm holding up scissors. I'm really sorry, Liam. I was hoping we could end on a happy note for you, but I've just destroyed you. Take care, my friend, and keep listening. Thank you, mate. 0344 499 1000. The hand was on YouTube. Catherine, you saw it.
I can testify to that, yes.
Completely legitimate game of rock, paper, scissors. Or as they call it, I believe they call it in South Korea, Niki Naki Nu. Let's go to Alistair. Good evening, Alistair.
Greetings.
Greetings, Earthlings.
First of all, can I just quick shout out to you and good, well done on your good news you said last week.
Congratulations. Yes, well done, Ewan. Oh, hang on. What's the date today?
It is the...
What's the date?
23rd, isn't it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yep, 23rd.
4 more days and I'll be 2 years clean. 4 more days!
Congratulations.
4 more days. We could still all go pear-shaped. I didn't think I'd be celebrating during an apocalypse.
My last 2 meetings were closed down today after the Prime Minister's thing, so...
Get online.
I arranged to start a Zoom
Beautiful.
meeting with one of them.
Beautiful.
So I'm sorting that with 20 other people.
Good.
Good. But the reason I rang in, obviously, on this road that you sent me on of creativity.
Here we go.
Right. Now, it was a bit difficult to take, Catherine, I have to say.
Sorry?
What you said to me on Friday about me singing.
Oh, she's a harsh critic.
What I've done, I've gone to writing a little bit of poetry. Now, this is only a 6-line poem, but I've actually written it myself.
Oh my God. Hang on a second. Time out. Pause. I've been doing radio for 22 years, and I have always made it a policy, partly inspired by Clive Ball, one of my heroes. I've always made it a policy to never allow poetry on the radio, especially
Does it go? Does it go like that?
Do the tune. Before you do the words, do the tune.
No, there's no tune. There's no tune. It's just me speaking it. But it's not like that because I've written it myself. I can put the correct intonation to make sure it doesn't. It's very quick.
Does it go? Because that's also a no-no.
You're being very harsh.
It goes like that, doesn't it?
Can I just try it, please? You like it?
Right. Now, here's the thing. If I don't like it, which I won't, not because it's you, I like you. You're a good man. I don't like poetry or homemade poetry. Then if I don't like it, then we need a punishment. If I like it, the door's open. But if I need a punishment.
Here's the code, right?
Yeah.
If we like it, we'll make it obvious. If we don't like it, we'll say nothing. Probably best.
And then you just hang up in shame and silence. Can you handle that?
All right. Okay. Yes.
All right. He's a determined artist, and you have to respect that.
I mean, if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to try and create something else anyway.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
No, but it sounds like we don't have a choice.
Just do it.
Okay. This is called Life.
Oh, Jesus wept. Oh, my God. My boys are listening to this, so please don't make them depressed.
Right. Here I am. There are you. It's time to smile.
And do it.
During the bad times. If all else fails, remember. An orgasm a day makes blues goes away. Okay.
Does the dumb button, get rid of the last 5 minutes? Alistair, keep trying. It will make you stronger as an artist, okay? 0344. I don't like poems, and I've tried. I like the Larkin one. They F you up, your mum and dad. They don't mean to, but they do. You know that one?
Yes,
It's a great one.
Every kid makes it their business to know that one.
Because it's true. It's true. And then you find out he was a massive anti-Semite and a huge racist.
I bet his kids are messed up.
He didn't have any kids. He was a celibate gay man.
Well, there you go.
His kids are so messed up. They don't exist. That's how screwed up they are.
But also, what did his parents do?
Well, exactly. But I mean, here's the thing. A poem is good. Because I can't tell. I could have put Alistair's next to, what's his name? Wilfred Pickles. Wilfred Brambles.
Wilfred Owen?
That's the fella. And I couldn't.
Oh, you would.
I couldn't.
You would.
I couldn't.
Alistair's wasn't about getting shot.
It was something shoot him.
Oh, blimey. It was, wasn't it?
But who is the... Here we go. Here's tonight's question, guys, as we're getting into the late zone. Which is
Did you just say those words?
Yeah, we're getting into the late zone.
Okay.
Who is the arbiter of good taste? Who says, yeah, that poem's good? That poem's no good. Who determines such matters?
Well, I'm pretty sure that back in the day there was like a Royal Academy or something that would go, yep, no, that's pony.
You know, I auditioned for RADA.
Did you?
Yep.
How did that go?
They said I was too young. They said, we like you, think you're good, but you're 17, come back next year.
And?
I didn't go back next year. But that's pretty much, that's a firm offer of coming back next year for an audition.
That's like when I didn't get into Cambridge, but they said they were going to put me in the pool, and then that's the like the extra, the spillover of students, and they can divvy you out amongst the other colleges. And then the girls' college said, "Would you like to go to a girls' college?" And I said, "No." What might have been?
Que sera, sera.
I got put in an all-girls hall anyway when I went to Nottingham.
0344 499 1000. It is our duty to cheer up the.
Good evening, you.
Oh, Betty, I'm Nigel from Maidstone. Betty, it's Nigel.
I'm not at Butlins now. I can't go to Butlins because you're mixing with too many people.
You can't go to Butlins because you mix with too many people.
You're mixing with too many people.
Well, they've closed. They will have closed Butlins.
But there aren't many left now. The ones I used to go to are gone.
Yeah. But no, Butlins is Butlins. Butlins has been thriving, I think, in recent years. I
Been to the one in Bognor.
Yeah, I went to the one in Bognor when I was 7, 40 years ago.
That's a much bigger place than the others, and it deals with children more, though.
Yeah, I went there when I was 7, 40 years ago. So I'm guessing it might have changed. Well, maybe it hasn't. Maybe it hasn't changed a bit.
1999, Ian.
1999. Yep, Nigel, why don't you go and stand in the place where you know you get a phone signal? Beautiful. What have you got for us tonight, Big Nige?
I was just ringing for a chat, really, basically.
Oh, no. Go and stand where you were before. Do you remember when you used to stand in the kitchen?
I am in the same place.
All right, you fell into a bit of an N-hole for a minute there. How's that? Go on.
Is that better?
Yes, don't move.
I'll stay here by the window in the kitchen. I think the best... Oh, I won't say it because it's a bit rude. I think we ought to go to the moon, emigrate to the moon. It may be better there, guys.
If only there was a song we could sing, Nigel, as we flew to the moon.
Let's fly me to the moon.
Take it away.
Fly me to the moon, and let me play amongst the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter or Mars.
Jupiter.
In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song, and let me sing forevermore. Because you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Yes, mate. Here's the thing. You now have a purpose, Nigel. You need to sing upbeat songs to keep people entertained. Do you accept the challenge?
I do. I'll try and find some more Whitney Houston like I sang before that song.
But fast. It's got to be upbeat ones. I don't want any of this ballad crap. I want fast ones.
No. But it was appropriate, wasn't it, flying to the moon?
Flying to the moon was spot because you talked about being flown to the moon.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a shame that we can't move to another planet. It might be better atmosphere there.
We'd ruin. Well, there'll be no atmosphere. That's the problem. That's why we can't. There's literally no atmosphere there.
That's a joke.
Oh, I see.
Making all the jokes.
Okay.
No atmosphere on Mars. On the moon.
Well, if we went to another planet, Nigel, we'd ruin that one as well. And of course, I believe we come from Mars.
But do you think this thing's going to blow over, this virus?
Eventually it will do, but it's going to take a few months.
I'm very worried that it might get worse and worse so that we all disappear.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I don't think, Nigel, listen, we're going to move on because we're coming up to the news. We won't all disappear. It's going to get a bit worse before it gets better, but it will get better. I promise you, it will get better. Nigel, thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We're going to try. Could possibly go wrong. We're going to try and hook up with Los Angeles after the news.
The entire city. And do square breathing. That's what I learned from that podcast.
Yeah, it's good that. I've been doing that quite a bit. My kids are listening. That sounded vulgar. Boys, if you are listening, it's bedtime and I'm coming up and you better turn that blooming tablet off. 0344, I'm going to go for a slash, 499 1000. This, dear listener, is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Pick a song.
Last minute reschedule. Toby, sorry, we've had a family situation come up and it's just long distance.
Oh, okay, fine.
Oh, let's do Assassin Beats.
Your numbers make amazing happen. The National Lottery.
Oh, mate, come on.
Come on, mate.
Your parents have always been there for you.
How
And
do you
now
see
as they get
the
older,
first
it's your
step
turn
of
to be there for them. Their circumstances. For the most suitable home care, for your elderly relative, contact Autumna today. For free and impartial advice, visit Autumna. That's autumn with an A on the end.co.uk.
With school runs costing from as little as 1p per mile, the electric car is now the car. Search Go Ultra Low to find out the cost based on economy 7 and may vary.
Great news, Mrs. Wilkes. For her first swimming lesson, she did very well, didn't you, Josie?
Yes, I swam all on my own, Mummy. Well done. And did she also learn the reverse 1.5 somersaults in the pike position?
Like getting your money's worth, enjoy the delicious spicy chicken snack wrap. Just $1.49 from the McDonald's Saver menu. From 11 a.m, price and participation may vary.
Across the UK, online and on DAB. Talk Radio on the headlines.
Good evening, I'm Alfie Reynolds. A firm warning tonight from the Prime Minister as he put the UK on tougher coronavirus controls.
You should not be meeting friends. If your friends asked you to meet, you should say no.
How long is that video, Tim?
You should not be meeting family members who do not live in your home. You should not be going shopping except for essentials like food and medicine.
Boris Johnson announcing new measures on tackling the coronavirus outbreak, saying you only leave your home for very limited reasons, including essential shopping and limited exercise, as well as
any medical need to provide care or to help a vulnerable person, and travelling to and from work, but only where this is absolutely necessary and cannot be done from home.
He said the restrictions will be enforced by the police, but it will be reviewed in 3 weeks and relaxed if there is evidence to support that. British travellers abroad have also been advised to return to the UK immediately. First Minister of Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon, says the new measures are vitally important.
These measures are essential to slow down the spread of this virus. They are essential to reduce the peak impact of it. They are essential to prevent our National Health Service being overwhelmed so that it can continue to provide treatment to all of those who need it.
And the weather tonight, most places will be dry with clear periods leading to frost, cloudier and windier across the far north and northwest.
Talk Radio. Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me, and I want all the world to see we've met. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, and I'd have never been aware. But as it is, I'll dream of her tonight. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I have never known the like of this. I've been alone and I have missed things and kept out of sight. But other girls were never quite like this. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. She keeps calling me back again. I've just seen her face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me, and I want all the world to see we've met. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again.
Yeah, boom, 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 boom,
Yes,
boom,
I'm
boom,
falling,
boom, boom.
and she keeps calling me back again.
0344 499 1000. We're having a little bit of, it's a weird setup. You can only, you would have certainly heard it with the primal screen playing at the start of the show. If I put the thing fully into the socket, then you only get one channel. If I pull it out, you get the other channel. If I split the difference, you get both channels. But my God, it's a fine line. We're trying something new as well. By the way, Sarah, our guest, has literally just emailed us saying something's happened, personal family problem. She's calling out, calling off. That's the phrase I'm looking for. She's pulling off. No, she's what did I just say? I had
She's
it.
postpone things.
She's postponing it. Thank you. Normal. It's on all your podcast places. And I've just remembered I didn't put out an 11 o'clock show podcast today. I'll probably have to do that Wednesday. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Darren, stay there. But I think I have set things up. I don't know why I've done this. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Thinking about it now, it's a terrible idea. I think I've set things up so that Catherine can play audio from her lappy. For the last 4 years, what's the date?
23rd of March.
We've been doing this show for 4 years, 3 days. Longest job I've ever had by about 6 or 7 months. I mean, I had to cause a global pandemic to keep the job for that long, but boy, oh boy. So would you like, let's just test this. Let's just test this. And I've put little stickers on the mixer now, so I know which fade is which. Would you like to test this, Catherine?
Yeah.
To see, don't overuse this power. Do not overuse this power. This is a gift. I'm giving you a great gift.
Let's see if this works.
Here we go. Gift.
Oh,
You just turn the radio on.
do that.
Already it's gone.
It's going to be adverts.
I told you it's so good.
Oh, yes.
Hang on, let me just get the thing.
Got to find the
This is the thing
Goldilocks
I've
zone.
I've got hand cream on, so it's really nice.
There it is.
Is it? Or is that just
Pretty
her?
much.
It's all in the air, you hear it everywhere.
Okay, I've got hand cream on, so it's difficult. I mean, the boys had a little hand cream session before they fell asleep. You've got dry skin, washing their hands all the time. Chapped skin.
Apparently, olive oil is good for that.
Okay.
And your beard.
Oh, I'm not putting olive oil on my beard. I meffed. That was it.
You meffed.
I meffed up my beard. So I had a big bushy beard, right, and I loved it. And I thought, well, I'm going to trim the sides, number 2, and then I will just trim the front a little bit. So I trimmed the sides, number 2, and then I went to trim the front, and I slipped, and the head that I think was set to a 4 came off. So then it's just a blunt blade, and I just made a massive cut.
A gouge.
So there was a bald patch, and I went, there's nowhere around. And I had to shave everything at number 2. It looks terrible. Terrible.
It'll grow back.
You think you've got problems with COVID-19. My beard looks ridiculous. Test. Let's speak to our friend Darren, and then we're going to test Skype on someone who's not important, who isn't a guest in LA, and we can see if it works. Because we were going to test it with a guest. That's a terrible idea. Sarah may have done us the biggest favour known to man by pulling out, because this system may not work.
It allows us to find ourselves a little guinea pig.
Little guinea pig. We'll find a guinea pig in a second. Let's go to Darren. Good evening, Darren.
Hello, Ian, how are you?
On top of the world, looking down on creation, Darren. How are you?
Oh, running all the way. Don't put olive oil in your beard, mate. It won't go well.
I wasn't going to. It sounded, and thank you for pulling her up on this. Keep out of this, you.
A million Turks can't be wrong.
You reckon? Have you seen the state of their country?
They've got great beards.
You've seen their political system? Have you seen Hamid Abgan?
I mean, it'll work, but it won't look good. What you want is argan oil, mate.
No, what you want is no oil, because you put any oil in and you look like Barry White.
Soul glow.
It's horrible. I did it when I was first getting in.
Obviously, you don't use a lot of it. You only want 2 or 3 drops.
No.
Even if you've got a very big beard.
Well, the first time I was getting into growing a beard, and I did buy some beard oil, and I'm one of those people, when it says take 2 aspirin, I take 6. And when it says put 5 dashes in, I put all of it. So 2 drops of thing, and I put a load on, and it did it. I just looked all
There's your
shiny
problem.
and
You're
greasy.
overloading the product.
All right, guys, so stop. Can you stop beard shaming me, please? All right, thank you.
Stop talking about it then. Drawing attention to yourself.
Darren, or just be a man and grow a dry beard. Be a man with a dry beard. I'm Iain Lee. I'm speaking on behalf of the Dry Beard Association. I'm speaking on behalf of the DBA, the Dry Beard Association.
The Bristly Boys.
Yeah, Darren, my old mucker, if you were here now, I'd pour you a stiff one and I'd get a Cuban cigar out and we'd go and sit in the back garden and smoke and drink and let the women talk about boring women stuff like shoes and bags and Joe Wicks.
This is all lies. If you came round, he would not answer the door. He'd go upstairs and hide.
As you prefer.
Darren, what can we do for you tonight, please? Please, please. I beg of thee, please.
Well, I've seen you on YouTube lately, and I haven't seen you on TV for years. I've sort of seen your 11 o'clock show commentaries. I couldn't
Keep it under the radar. I'm not one of those guys that likes to boast and to shout about my obvious talents. I don't need that. I don't need that kind of acceptance from the public.
Well, I think the last thing I saw you doing on TV was, I think it was something called Thumb Bandits with,
Have you not watched any television in the last 15 years?
No, I try not to.
Well, then that's it. Well, then the fact that you've not seen me on TV is not my fault. It's your fault for not watching TV.
Oh, I do apologise. Has there been a bit more?
Yes, there has, Darren. Thank you very much for your call. 0344 499 1000 is the thing. Manners cost nothing. Manners cost nothing, do they? Manners cost nothing. Now, I'm not saying I've got a list of people that I want to get the coronavirus, but give me a second.
Who's ringing?
Hang on, why are they ringing through there? How's that working? What? How did that work?
Well, that's disconcerting.
Well, in that case, it wouldn't have worked. What?
Now, wasn't that happening last week and you did a workaround for it?
The workaround is
Wire it up properly.
I need to.
Here we go.
God. Right, so hang on, let me try. That should. Right, hang on a minute. We can make this work. Well, I'm glad we didn't have Sarah coming on.
Could have been very embarrassing.
Bloody hell. Okay, we can make this work. If I do it on here. Hang on a second, guys. Bear with me. Okay, let's see if there's any of my contacts are online. If you're, in fact, let's just call that person who just called us. Let's see. Let's see.
Welcome to the O2 messaging service. The person you are calling is a...
Well, so they bottled it. Let's see.
Bottler.
Let's see. Here we go. Hello?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Is this James?
It's James.
Hello, mate. How are you? This is with the... Are you testing out Skype for us, or are you stalking us?
Both.
I'm a bit of both.
I didn't actually ask you to... But you have... Yes, you have. Yeah, that's it. Brilliant. Oh, nice one. Fantastic. This idiot, yeah. Yeah, you buggered our show up, James. What are you going to do about it?
I can bring good vibes and happiness.
Go on, then.
Well, I got my big bell out earlier and played with it.
Can I just test one thing, James? This is a boring technical thing. I'm just going to do something. The listeners, I'm going to go silent for a second, dear listener. James, can you still hear us?
I can hear you.
Brilliant, that's working. The microphone's working as I expected.
Perfect.
Then we're all good to go. I have no idea why it's ringing on that computer over there, but it works. You've been playing your bell?
I've been playing with my big bell. Most people panic bought toilet rolls, and I thought the gym's shut for like 3 months or however long, 2 months, 3 weeks, whatever. I need a giant kettlebell to swing around.
God, because you're buff.
I'm buff. So, and I don't want to lose my games, right? So I drove to Wimbledon to pick up a giant bell. So I've been playing with my massive bell all day.
Is that essential travel?
This is not fair, because I was really hoping... it's very selfish of you, very rude of you, because I was hoping that one of the good things about the gym's closing is all the buff guys would end up looking like normal guys.
Yeah.
And the normal guys would look quite good for a few weeks afterwards. It wouldn't last forever because the buff guys would go back to the gym. We get it. That's how it works. It's evolution. But give us a chance, mate. Give us a chance.
Sorry, man. But, you know, we've got to keep our games. And, you've got Joe Wicks. The single women have Joe Wicks.
If we have to repopulate the planet come Christmas, which they might actually be calling it come Christmas, if we have to repopulate the planet come Christmas, then give us a chance, mate.
Sod, man. Sod. But yeah, just happy vibes to everyone. You're doing an amazing job, and big up to all the NHS teams out there, and Tesco workers and everyone. I'm working from home at the moment, and I'm isolated as you can get with a cat. So all I've got is my big bell to play with.
Stop saying big bell. We know you mean penis. Mike George had his testicles cut off today, and Patty had her womb ripped out.
And only one of them got a cone, which I think is a patriarchy in action.
Patty's got a cone, and I've heard 4 times today. First said to me on the phone by the receptionist, and then 3 times on Twitter, the phrase I'd never heard before, the cone of shame.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that before.
It's from The Secret
Life
of Pets.
Oh, James.
Ian, did you ever watch Speed 2?
No, I didn't, but I'm probably going to watch it this week, if I'm completely honest with you.
Now is a very good time to watch that. It will make you feel 110% better,
Well,
I promise.
I watched Speed with the boys a couple of weeks ago and loved it, and they loved it, and I know that it's supposed to be a turkey, so yeah, I'll watch it this week.
It's a turkey in the best possible way, and that's how I see this whole pandemic thing. I think it's going to be a big ship coming to a very, very slow halt eventually, and then leading to a total anticlimax where everyone just goes back to their normal life. Yeah?
Can I ask you a question? How are you so upbeat? Because a lot of people are struggling with it. I mean, are you upbeat? Are you faking it for this phone call, which is fine if you are? I'm faking it a bit for the show. Is there just, when we've had the pleasure of meeting you several times, and you're such a lovely man, how are you? No, I mean that genuinely. How are you happy?
I'm worried about my mum.
Yeah.
Because she's in a care home still.
Yeah.
She's on lockdown. I haven't even been able to tell her, like, oh, you know, I'm not going to see you for a few months. It's not easy. And this could be like the end, you know, that could have been the last time I saw her without even knowing.
Yeah.
But there's nothing I can do about it. So all I can do is like focus on watching crap films, getting on with it, knowing that she's in the best place. Knowing that, you know, when it's all blown over and hopefully everyone's fine, as many people as possible are fine, then we can look back and say, oh, you know, that was some nice time off work. That's, you know, it was all rosy and good. I mean, that's all you can do.
I know what you mean. So you're just sat in front of the telly watching movies, pumping off, are you?
I mean, I am working because I work for the Department for Trade, so I'm like. Luckily, I'm able to work from home. Hopefully, there's some job security out there, but no one's totally happy. So that's keeping me busy. Crap films are keeping me busy, and that's all you can do, really. If I didn't have the job, I think I'd be going a little bit more nuts. Me and Catherine,
someone was calling us out online the other day, going, why are those guys working at home when bus drivers and all the delivery drivers don't have to? Well, we get it. We totally get. And we have always said that we get how incredibly lucky we are that we can work from home, that we're still getting paid. But I feel genuinely, for the first time in a 22-year career, I feel like I'm doing something important. And that might sound arrogant to some of you, but I genuinely feel we're contributing to the war effort. But we totally get how lucky we are. And I've, been doing some meetings and stuff on Zoom and things like that. And I'm talking to people that have got a 1-bedroom flat and can't work from home. And they're stuck in, we are in such a blessed position. And I'm really trying to hold on. I don't mind being locked in. I'm worried about my mum. And I will say this. I've kind of, this phrase will sound callous, but I've kind of written her off in as much as I'm expecting her to die. Do you know what I mean, James? I'm expecting her to die.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't, that's
prepare for
wonderful.
The worst, hope for the best, right?
Totally. And I've been able to speak to her a few times. I've phoned her up a few times. And I think you're asleep now. And I'm worried about my boys. Not about them getting ill as such, but just about the impact this will have, and trying to make sure that they're happy. And we talk about everything. We watched the Boris Johnson thing together, and we talked about it. And they're cool. They're cool at the moment because it's a novelty. But Yeah, I like being on my own. I like being at home watching movies and playing video games, and I just wish.
I can't even. Sorry, I can't even speak to her. So that was it. That was final. And the thought of being able to see her after 3-4 months and be like, hey, how you been? It's going to be so emotional. And that's best case scenario. But that's a good best case scenario. Worst case scenario, she's in the best place now, and what more could we do? So you've just got to stay upbeat, and you bring a whole lot of joy to people. And I hope you know how much you do, but it's all good times.
James, listen, thank you for being our Skype tester. I'm now going to close Skype so that won't work anymore. All right, well, no, that worked. Brilliant. I'm not quite sure where it rings over there, but it works. 0344 499 1000. Let's quickly try Kyle. Good evening, Kyle.
Hiya, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Kyle.
Good. Just calling to say that I've been listening to your show for the past couple of days whilst this has been going on. Absolutely brilliant show.
I don't believe you. I'm suspicious, Kyle. This is not brilliant. It's an absolute car crash on the radio, but God damn it, it's the only thing we can do. Well, thank you, Carl. I'm glad. Is there anything what you want to contribute to this nonsense?
I recommend everyone watches the platform, Netflix.
Oh! I saw the trailer for that and I wanted to watch it. This is the one where they're in a prison, but it's got a hole in the floor and the people drop food through.
That's not. I watched it the other day. It's a Spanish film. It's been dubbed in English, so you can watch it in English if you want. But
is it good or is it rubbish good? Yes, man. I saw that. It looks wicked. What do we eat? Whatever they don't want above us. Oh, yes!
It's an extremely weird film, and it puts sort of things into perspective nowadays as well, with like the whole panic buy situation. So it's a good take on that.
Have you watched The Tiger King yet?
I've not. I heard you mention it earlier. So
Get involved.
Mate,
I'm gonna check that out while I'm
it's great. Me and Kath have been watching it, but I was a bit ahead of her. And then today, I've almost finished it. I think I'm on the last episode, right? I may have one more, but I think I'm on the last. And then Kath came round and she reminded me that we were going to watch the last 3 or 4 episodes together.
And I was binging it last night.
Yes!
But I only did it up to the point where he said he'd seen it.
Oh.
So I held off and I could have watched the whole lot.
I've been watching it today.
I mean, call yourself a mate.
No, I don't actually. What makes you think that? You've not got to the bit where the security footage.
Yes, I have. That's where I stopped.
No, you haven't. Which security footage?
Yes, I have.
The one inside the office?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Annette!
Yeah. And I watched the end of that episode, then I hung
Well, then there's not much left, so grow up. Grow a pair of balls. Okay. Kyle, any other recommendations for films? Because ain't going nowhere.
Well, I watched the new Mark Wahlberg one the other day. I think it's generic.
Spencer Confidential.
That's the one.
I saw that last week. I watched it thinking it was a straight action movie. It's billed as a comedy.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Shut up, man. Is it funny? Carl, listen, it's not a great line. We've got to move on, but thank you so much. And I'm glad you're enjoying this absolute rubbish. 0344 499 1000. Yes, it was 499 1000. We've got Charles and we've got George. This, dear listener, is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
So these might sound better today. Sounds good.
Sounds really good.
Better than the studio?
The world. And for decades,
Studios are over.
It sounded rich.
bathroom panels. Tech bathroom panels are super easy to install and need no more
I don't quite know how, so that's tomorrow. We'll play the effects.
walls and floors.
Be conscious of that, man. Like,
Staying with the
yeah.
same energy.
Oh, I was in Tesco the other day and I was
Do you
going
know I sneeze a lot anyway?
Yeah.
The best deals.
Sneezing's not a thing though, but people will see it as a thing. I was in Tesco and I just had to clear my throat and I just sort of moved away quickly.
Make sure you
Everyone
stay
knows it's a constant new
prices
thing,
change.
but
With Switchcraft,
still you're very self-conscious of anything
the
that
rest to us
makes
for as
it
long as you
appealing.
like. Best of all, it's absolutely free. See if you could start saving now at switchcraft.co.uk and outsmart the energy companies.
This Easter at Lidl, we're big on big name chocolate eggs at not so big prices. Like a large toffee crisp Maltese
Such an idiot.
enchanted Easter egg for only $2.79. Or
Such
a
an
medium
idiot.
Cadbury's cream egg or Smarties Easter egg for just 99p.
I put up with it for a day. I sit looking at
So
them.
that's
One
big
was
on
like
quality
this,
and
the other one was like
always
that.
little on price. Subject to availability.
And then a quick look up the other side of it. And I can drop that.
This is the
sound of Otto Sergei finding you a better energy deal.
No, I can't do it. Then it got to,
While you
everyone went
get
to
on
bed
with
and I
your
went,
life, Otto
I
Sergei
took them down. And there was a moment where I'd unpicked them all and I went,
let you know when you could
shit,
say
what have I
it,
done?
then sweet Jim, I better not use all the hot water.
But, the feeling of achievement when you get yourself out of that kind of pickle is great, isn't it?
Keep life simple.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Real?
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to George. Evening, George.
Yeah, hello. Is that me?
Is,
My turn now,
is that your name?
Yeah.
Then it's your turn, sir.
The reason I was ringing up is a little while ago you had Lavinia on the phone telling you about the balloon that was following her through Bermondsey Market.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
2 months ago.
Vaguely.
Yeah. He had special microphones in the studio in it that could read the music going on in your mind while she was talking. And you had the wooga chaka noise.
Oh, yes.
And Kath had Alan Caddick singing the theme tune from Minder.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there more of that exists? Because it's incredible. You know, I work with people who weren't even born when...
We've got we're broadcasting from home, and I've bought some very expensive microphones. Kath, put your microphone up just near your head. Here we go. 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 We're getting it. Just keep your head still. Does that help, George?
That was fantastic, Ian. Brilliant. You've cheered us up during this Cortina virus.
Nice one. Well, I'm glad. It's my pleasure. Thank you, George. Let's move on to Charles. Good evening, Charles.
Hello, Ian. Great show as always.
Thank you, Charles. What can we do for you?
I just want everybody to be really upbeat. There are a lot of people going through a lot of problems at the moment.
Yeah, we're going through a problem hearing you. Are you actually speaking into your telephone?
Hands-free.
Okay, all right. Are you driving?
Very slowly.
Okay, I'll then stick with the hands-free. Go on.
I got diagnosed 2 months ago with cancer.
Oh, blimey.
And I've been on free radiotherapy treatment for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And I'm meant to be starting I've got an appointment with a radiotherapist on Wednesday this week. So living with something like that, with what's going on at the moment,
Yeah.
there are a lot of people going on with it. You know, I've got 2 very aged parents, one of which is in hospital, who I now can't visit. You know, there's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of problems. Everyone's got to think that there are other people out there before they start buying 2 loaves of bread and 42 packets of toilet rolls. Yeah?
Yes, I mean, yes. Yes.
And if I can,
Killing the
then
vibe.
I think a lot of other people can at the
No,
moment.
I know what you mean. And yes, it does sound like you're in a lousy situation. God, I wish you the very best of luck with your treatment and that it goes ahead. But well, I don't buy the line though. There's always someone worse off than you, because I think that yeah, there probably is, but that's irrelevant, because whatever someone is going through is their life and is their experience, and if that is too tough for them, having someone who is worse off than them, that doesn't demean what they're going through. I get what you're saying. I just don't think it's a very helpful thing to say.
I didn't mean it like that, Ian. I wasn't trying to belittle what anyone else is going through.
No, but and I know you're not, but it does. It does. No, I know exactly. Yes. No, I agree. I'm not going to argue with you. Just there's always someone better off than you. I don't think it's helpful. I think it's a meaningless statement, and I wish you nothing but health and success. And my God, you know, I hope you get bread and toilet roll. And I don't mean that flippantly, because I know what it's like. Hang in there, man. Let us know how the treatment goes.
Well, listen, we're all going to win this. Don't worry. We're all going to win.
We will. Well, most of us. Most of us will. Most of us will. All right, Charles. Thank you, Charles. Thanks a lot. Cheers, mate. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Hey, listen, I'm not going to call out a guy who's going through cancer treatment, and I'm not going to go, but maybe I am. I don't like this. There's always someone worse off than you, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And some of the things I struggle with, other people might not struggle with. They might be able to cope with them in their stride. Well, that's fine. That's them. But the stuff I'm struggling with, and I'm making it about me, not about that caller or about anyone else, the stuff I struggle with is enough to bring me to my knees. It doesn't matter. There's starving kids in Africa. That's irrelevant. It doesn't matter that, you know, people with cancer. That's irrelevant to what I'm going through and what other people are going through. What, you know. So, but good luck, Charles. That's what I will say.
What you're kind of saying is that, you know, if someone's
I've just seen Patty falling asleep with a cone on.
how can she sleep with that?
Poor little baby. I love her so much. She slept on my jungle hat with a cone on. I'll wear that for a week. The cone, not the hat.
Why did you go for the cone, not the baby grow?
I wasn't given a choice. Wasn't given a choice. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Isla. Good evening, Isla.
Iain, hi, Catherine.
Hey, Isla.
I like the name Isla. There's a flurry of Islas with Isla St Clair, and you don't get many Islas
I've got
anymore.
a little cousin called Isla.
Isla St Clair, Isla White. It was a big name, and now there's not. You don't get it very often. How old are you, Isla? If you don't mind me asking.
I remember Isla St Clair, Iain. I remember Isla St Clair.
Yeah, she was good, wasn't she?
She was, yeah. She was really nice hostess on the TV. Yeah, I remember her well.
Yeah. What can we do for you tonight, Isla?
Well, you know, just what's going on and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit bad what Boris is doing. I know that we need to be responsible, but I think he's putting the fear of God in everybody. And the thing is this, if everyone did disregard, which we are not doing, you know, keep yourself isolated and home, you'd have to send either in the army or you'd have to be arrested, which would bring you into a mass of a prison service or the army. So it kind of is all defeating everything, and it's just really put the fears of God into me. I think it's just.
Here we go, and that's the key.
Thinking, is this,
Why are you scared? Why are you more scared tonight than you were yesterday, for example?
well, it's like zombie apocalypse is happening.
Yeah, it
right
is.
Now.
Yeah.
It's really weird, and it's really, really frightening.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know why they're not really sharing with us what this is possibly about or not about.
Oh, okay. What do you think they're not telling us?
I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, it just seems to be, it gets so sinister now with the.
Here's the fact. There is a really contagious virus, and that's the key thing. It's more contagious than the flu. There's a really contagious virus that is killing a lot of people. That's the story. There's nothing else.
So what I'm saying is, it just seems an overreaction.
No, it's not though.
It's a new virus, but they don't mention how many, you know, statistics of this, that, and the other, and pneumonias and. Other things.
Well, they do. That stuff is easily, Isla, listen, and I'm not going to have a go at you because I know you're scared. I'm scared. I'm really scared, right? But those statistics are easily discoverable. The flu is like 1% of the people the flu kills. This kills something like 3-point-something%. The percentage of people that die from this compared to the flu is massive. I don't think this is an overreaction. I think they should have done this 10 days ago. People are ignoring it. People are going out to bars and to clubs and markets and parks. I was heard that the parks over the weekend were full of people all very, very close together. And if you go to a park and you spread out, it's fine. But there were big clumps of people. By doing this, it will hopefully save lives. And they can enforce it, and they will enforce it. And if people continue to ignore it, then they probably will get the army out.
I know that's so frightening about it because most people do, and I think people know when they've got symptoms.
But it's not about the symptoms. You can have it in you for 7 days and not know you've got the symptoms. You can have it and not know you've had it. So it's not about the symptoms. By the time you've got the symptoms, it's too late. You'll have already infected people.
That's what I was going to say, and that's what's really frightening me. I've been talking to a few people, and, I've had parcels delivered, and we just put them on the step. Well, has anybody noticed that everyone's got, like, a foot colour, including me?
Everyone's got what?
A funny colour on their skin.
No. What colour is your skin?
Well, it's got, like, it's just like everybody seems to have it.
No. Well, what is it? Because I've not noticed it.
Well, I was talking to someone today that was coming in from work. She's got, because she works in, drug industry and that. And the thing is, she had that colour.
What is the colour, Isla? What is the colour?
It's like tinge on the skin.
No, I've not noticed it. No. No, I haven't. I think, Isla,
No, I've got friends and that, and I've family, but I do live alone, but that's not the reason.
Yeah.
It's just that, you become more observant and you have to watch yourself.
Also, we do become more observant, you're right, but also it becomes very easy to catastrophize and to kind of make things worse in your head. Listen, it's a lousy situation. It's a really bad situation. It's terrible. And I get the zombie apocalypse comparison completely, but I don't think it's a conspiracy. I don't think we're not necessarily... I do think we're being told... I do think we're not being told some stuff to make us feel better. For example, and I'll say this, but this will scare people, that there are a lot more 30, 40, 50-year-olds in intensive care with this than we've been led to believe are possible. That's a fact. They're not telling us stuff like that.
I did read that it's over 50s, mainly males, I've read that.
It's mainly males. It's one of the studies I read. I don't know how true that is, but it's one of the studies I read. It's mainly males. But then I read another report that said it's mainly males because that's taken from the Chinese study, where in China men are more likely to smoke than women. So there's a lot of factors to it. Isla, listen, I'm going to move on. Thank you, but because I don't want to unnecessarily worry people, because it's a lot to be worried about already. But I think it's really important that this has been done. I think the people are ignoring it. That's why it had to be done. If the police and military have to get involved, so be it. So be it. This is saving lives. Am I right, Catherine? I'm going a little bit.
Yeah, I also should point out that there are more men than women in China.
Shut up. Oh, yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
The one-child policy.
Isn't it?
February, in 2018, there are about 713 million male inhabitants and 682 million female inhabitants. So, there's also that to bear in mind. But as for people looking different or having a strange tinge to their skin, I get why people are looking for things that they can control. Spot something, save yourself, protect yourself. But actually, we're being given enough information, I think, to to keep ourselves safe. And also, if we've been told to stay in, just stay.
What a surprise. What a surprise. Susan tweeting texting absolute crap. Marie!
Hello.
Hello, Marie.
Hi. First time caller. No. Long time listener, first time caller.
Oh, blimey.
Get it? It's in the corner.
Where's the bell?
It's in the corner. He's bringing it. Boom.
We're in. We're a go, guys. Disturb the cats, but we go. How can we help you, Marie?
I just wanted to have a bit of a rant tonight, actually.
Do it.
And I listen to you guys every night, and firstly, thank you so much. Honestly, lift people's spirits so much. But my sister's a nurse, and she's on the front line.
Yeah.
And tonight she told me that she's making her own hand gel because they have none. And it just freaked me out.
I bet it did.
I can't believe this. She's actually mixing aloe vera, isopropyl alcohol, and peroxide, and she's handing it out to the staff.
Oh, she's doing it for the staff as well.
Yeah.
Aye.
For everyone.
Does it?
Weekend, like,
Does it surprise you though, Marie? Because it's disgusting, right? It's disgusting.
You know what? You're right.
Doesn't surprise me.
It shouldn't surprise me, but it does.
Yeah.
Because it's my sister, and she's. I guess I didn't realise how much. Sorry, tonight I found out. I guess how much she is on the front line, and it freaked me out.
It scared you a bit, hasn't it?
When people phone up and they say, "Oh, what, you know, I went to the butcher today," and he went, "I think it's a conspiracy," and I went, "Why? You think people are making it up that people are dying? Stay in."
In a bigger deal out of it than they need to. That's the line. It's a big fuss about nothing. It only kills old people. Blah, 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 blah,
But you know
blah.
that's people trying to stop themselves freaking out. That's people.
Guys, I just need to defend a bit.
I get it.
Marie, you're welcome to vent any time. Your sister, you know this. She's a hero anyway. But the NHS staff are flipping incredible, as are the people working in the stores, as are as well the delivery people.
Exactly. I agree. All of them, or anyone who's out there right now. And
Yeah.
If you're able to stay in, you should.
And she's incredible. What were the ingredients for the hand gel again? You can make it with vodka, can't you?
Apparently, yeah.
Thank you so much, Marie. Thank you. People want to come on and vent. Come on and vent, man.
But that thing with the butcher and saying that he thinks it's being blown out of proportion, he's hoping it's being blown out of proportion, is really what he's saying.
I mean, I get to see all of the obnoxious tweets sent into other radio shows, and God knows what Dan Wootton has said, but flipping heck, man, I'm getting all kinds of tweets about let's cut ties with China. They do it with bats, and oh no.
He sent up the bat signal, literally.
He set up the bat signal, and it's like oh god. We're drifting towards that. Listen, we've got loads of calls, and that's great. If you want to talk about this, that's what we'll do. But we're also here to have fun, and if you want to have a laugh, you can. Big up the delivery people. Big up the delivery people. I've got a regular guy actually that delivers stuff here, and I've had, because we've set up this studio, I've been getting a lot of deliveries of cables and microphone stands and all of that. And this poor guy came the other day, and I noticed instead of coming into the porch, he was putting it on the step. And I said, "Oh, don't worry, I'm clean." And of course I thought, well, I might not be.
As far as you know, yeah.
I might not be, and why should he believe me? You know, and then I saw a guy today delivering with a mask, and I just thought, flipping heck, these people are heroes as well. The people that I don't ignore. I love talking to the delivery drivers, but they're heroes as well. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, you know, it's serious. I've got one delivery driver who's a little bit over familiar at times, and he likes to have a chat.
Yeah.
But I've seen him from about 6 meters away. Yeah. At the most, he drops and runs, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, incredible. We got a load of calls. So when we get back, oh, here we go. Susan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to block your texts for 24 hours, so you keep sending them, but they won't be seen by the studio for 24 hours. How's about that? Because I find you incredibly obnoxious, and I find what you have to say absolutely ludicrous. We're trying to have a laugh, and you're sitting there slagging off China. Listen, if that makes you happy, you carry on doing that. You carry on with your little conspiracy theories. Maybe you can ask your ex-boyfriend, what's his name, Desmond or Delbert or whatever. Just make up another one. I'm not interested in anything you've got to say ever again. Last time your name gets mentioned on this show. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Becca's just popped her head in just to say hello to you guys, by the way.
Who has?
A 2 for £8. The only thing that isn't extra.
Rebecca, the cleaner?
Oh, I thought you meant
Every little helps.
Rebecca Brooks.
Available in the majority of large.
Send her my love. Send her my love.
Will do. A half-price dream holiday. Wouldn't want to miss that. A takeaway for free. Wouldn't want to miss that. And 30 gigs data for just £10 a month on Smarty Mobile. You definitely don't want to miss that. Our Smarty SIM comes packed with 30 gigs of data and unlimited calls and texts for just £10 a month on a 1-month plan. That's why Smarty won Best Value SIM-only network in the U-Switch Mobile Awards 2020.
Jeff's latest creation.
Don't miss out.
Jeff, you're a naughty boy.
Honest Mobile.
A nice week.
I find it quite difficult not to take that
A nice relaxing
personally, but
Is
okay.
it nice what you really want, or is it nice not satisfying you? You're always thinking, can I do more? Life as an RAF reserve could satisfy that urge. With life-saving mountain climbing, truck driving, helicopter flying weekends. So when Monday comes and Jackie asks what you've got up to, you can say you've had more than just a nice weekend. There's a role waiting for you right now. Search RAF Reserves. Find your force.
Are you thinking about investing but not sure where to start?
How's the stream going, Matthew? I've just popped in for a second. Everything all right? Nothing to...
Guides, real life stories,
Any big bannings?
to help you make the right financial decisions for you. The current tax year ends on April the 5th, which means you're running out of time to invest up to £20,000 completely tax-free with a stocks and shares ISA. Find the right ISA for you with Times Money Mentor's independent product reviews. Visit thetimes.co.uk/Money Mentor today.
Talk Radio. 24-hour radio support for the UK.
There is no shortage of food available, and more is arriving at shops.
Just a few bands, but nothing like the Talk Radio chat.
Ask yourself if you are doing the right things.
Online, on DAB, and on the Talk Radio app. Talk Radio. Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Let's dive into the phones. Good evening, Dave.
You raise me up so I can find the mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am more than I can be.
You certainly can't be a singer, can you?
It's pretty beautiful, though.
Wonderful stuff, Dave. Anything else? Second verse, maybe? Oh, are they? Nice one. Let's go to Will. Good evening, Will. Hello, Will.
Hello. It was weird because there's some kind of weird thing going on with the phone, and that took me by surprise. How are you?
I'm all right. What you got?
Well, I just thought I'd bring you up and say that I've been kind of totally religiously listening in to your show, and sort of like become a weird thing where I kind of just...
You can only get turned on when you're listening to it.
I didn't realise how much I was listening until the weekend happened, and it wasn't kicking off at 10 o'clock. And yeah, it's powerful what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you know, man. And Kath, also to you too.
Who's the best?
It's important.
Who's the best out of me and Kath?
I wouldn't obviously, but best obviously.
You have to.
There's no best.
There is.
I would put you in this position with
I would.
bear that in mind.
I would, because this is important. If you there's
There's no best.
Okay.
There's no best.
All right.
Disappointed with that,
The whole vibe.
Coward.
The whole vibe is great.
Coward of the county. Oh, we lost Kenny Rogers. We lost Kenny Rogers at the weekend.
I know. But what from? Was it this?
Oh.
I think being quite ancient.
He was very old. He was 81, I think.
I've had loads of people, like, over the last couple of weeks, slightly older people that have passed away from pneumonia. And no one said, oh, it was coronavirus. But, like, a very good friend of mine who kind of used to put me up in London years ago died of pneumonia, like, a couple of weeks ago. And
Yeah.
it's like, no one says, oh, it's coronavirus. But, do you know what I mean? You kind of...
Well, old people get pneumonia, and old people get pneumonia this time of year. Here's the thing: is a lot of people are going to pass away, and we will be thinking, was it? Did they? Was it that? Yeah. And we just won't know. That's the thing. What is the best?
Turns out.
No, it's a weird time. It's a very strange time. Being a
musician.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'll play another gig again. You know, I don't know. I did a live stream gig last night.
This is what I was going to say. You doing any of that?
Yeah, no, I did it last night. It was great. We had like 2,000 people watched the show, and it was amazing. And it was great, but it was also I had this massive sort of down. Like I did the gig, and the gig was great, and it was good fun. And then I kind of my wife went up to bed, and I just stayed up, and it just hit me that
Yeah.
I couldn't do it for real.
Yeah.
Again for a while, you know. And I just stayed up for another few hours,
No, I
someone dies and you can't compute it. You know, it's like you hear that someone's died and it doesn't quite compute in your brain. And it's a similar thing. It's like this stuff doesn't compute. You can't file it. There's nowhere to file it. You know, it's a strange thing.
It's too big, it's too overwhelming, it's too unique, you can't have degrees of uniqueness, but you know what I mean? It's too much like a movie, it's too weird, it's too weird and that's why I don't think about it. This is why I'm doing things like playing video games. Happy to teach the boys today to read. I'm reading a lot, I'm listening to music, I'm watching crap on Netflix, because I can't think about it all day, because it overwhelms me and it weighs me down. I can think about it in 5-minute chunks, and that's enough for me. That's enough. And I don't need to read every single update. I don't need an update on the number of people that died. I don't need any of that stuff, because it doesn't help me. It only makes me more scared. So I'm watching or listening to Boris Johnson's press conferences, and actually I'm surprisingly, I'm getting some comfort from them. It may be complete bullshine that he's saying, but I'm getting some comfort from them. And for the rest of the day, I'm trying to avoid it.
Yeah, I think, you know, I think there's some vague with Boris. I mean, I'm very much politically removed from Boris, but there's a kind of he is taking the role of the statesman fully on board, and I think there's a strange kind of me and my wife watched that thing tonight, and there was actually something very reassuring about it, you know. And my mum said to me, actually before that happened, she said she remembered like going to her grandma's house when she was 5 years old, and they'd like listen to the news religiously, like, oh, with the news is on, we've got to listen. And in my whole life, I've never known that. You know, in my mum's life, she's 65, she's never known that. But for some reason now, there's some, and you know, it sounds ridiculous, but for me, something about tuning into your show last week was very kind of, obviously not the same way, but there's something, suddenly there's like this outside connection to like the world, which becomes incredibly important.
Will, you're a good man. It's nice to talk to you. Thanks for the call. We've got loads of calls for some reason, so I'm going to move on. Thank you. Let's go to Oliver. Good evening, Oliver.
Hi there, you right?
Yeah, good, thanks, Oliver. What you got?
Yeah, I just got a nice, like, little uplifting story.
Here we go. This is what we want. Come on, Oliver. Come on, Oliver. Come on, Oliver. It's like I'm calling a dog. Come on, Oliver. Come on, Oliver. Come on, Oliver.
Are you familiar with the game series Animal Crossing?
Yes. God, you absolute sad sack. Go away, Oliver. Go away, Oliver. They brought out a new Animal Crossing yesterday, and I said, and I've seen like some graphics from it, and it just looks like a crappy Game Boy Advance game from 1998. And what do? Well, you make an island, and you got like animals.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's basically Sims with like hamsters and gerbils and that.
Flippin' heck.
But I got quite addicted to it back in the day.
Go on, carry on, Oliver. Let's hear this. But just bear in mind, 50% of the people you're talking to right now, myself and Catherine, are against whatever propaganda it is you're about to spout.
Okay, so basically there was this story a while ago about how this guy's grandmother had the game and had played it for over 3,000 hours or something. So like
ACG.
Everyone's grandma.
Yeah.
And in the new game, there's a character that's named after her, so I thought that was sweet. So
it's kind of beautiful.
That is actually quite nice. That is quite nice. Now,
how old is she though? Because you know, at some point that's going to be.
I think late 80s.
Kath's wishing her dead.
No, it's not that. It's just that. Well, here's the thing. My husband's auntie used to have a big thing about the Queen Mother, and every year we used to buy her a Queen Mother calendar, and every time she put it up, we never knew if she was going to make it to the end.
Same with Cliff Richard calendars, isn't it? Isn't it? Mean, really. Well, Oliver, that really is I feel bad. That's a heartwarming story. about a wonderful old lady who swallowed a fly.
An old gamer.
An old gay man. What did you say?
An old gamer.
An old gamer. I'm so sorry. I couldn't know the levels were a little bit dicky here. Thank you, Oliver. And how what level are you on Animal Crossing now?
There's no levels.
How big is your house? How many rooms you got?
I've only got the one at the moment. I haven't been able to upgrade yet. I haven't even paid off my first loan yet.
Yeah, loser!
That Tom Nook is a right slave driver.
He's the raccoon, right? He's the raccoon. You have to pay money to a raccoon.
Yeah, you have to work for him.
There you go. It's okay. All right. Get out of here, Oliver. Get out of here, Oliver. I want to speak to Sharon before we go to the news. Good evening, Thank you, Oliver. Good evening, Sharon.
Hello.
Hello, Sharon.
I am just following up to say on Skill Day, Skill and One, my daughter got excluded at lunchtime.
She got excluded from homeschooling?
How'd you do that?
Wow. The garden, I guess.
Bedroom?
What did she do?
It was just being crazy. Like, she wasn't listening, she wasn't doing what she was told, she was saying words that I didn't even understand. So she was excluded at lunchtime.
Wow, you are harsh, but fair. Does that mean you've got room for 2 more pupils? Because my lads, getting right in my... I gave them detention.
Sorry, the school is closed.
The school is closed!
Actually, that's the same message you sent me. The school is closed, I'm going for a nap.
The school is closed. Oh, man. Honestly, when this finishes, we have to triple, quadruple, whatever it is teachers are getting, because, Sharon, isn't it hard?
Hours at lunchtime.
What? She was negotiating how long her lunch break would be?
For 2 hours, yeah.
Flipping heck. Now, and you guys banned smacking in Scotland, haven't you?
Aye.
As long as you don't leave them up. I'm joking.
My daughter doesn't even like Iron Brew.
Oh my God, this is outrageous. She must like Tunnock's tea cakes, right?
Aye.
I was going to say, otherwise, is she even Scottish? Is she someone swapped her?
Sharon, listen, I've got to go. Thank you so much. Well done. These are the people we're dealing with. One of the people being incredibly racist about China, a guy called James Felton, has been tweeting all night.
To us, though?
Tweeting Dan Wootton.
Oh.
So, this just shows how thick he is, right? And I say this with respect. He's now complaining about this show.
Okay.
This Iain on at the moment, sucking up to the Chinese regime, is absolutely disgraceful. Not sure how this is allowed on radio, to be quite honest.
Why were you sucking up to the regime?
I missed the word out. Let me read it again with the word missing. This Iain Collins on at the moment, sucking up to the Chinese regime, is absolutely disgraceful. Not sure how this is allowed on radio, to be quite honest. James, you don't even know what radio presenter you're listening to, you absolute muppet.
Also,
and we're supposed to follow your opinion on China?
Also, are we criticising the Chinese regime for not respecting human rights, and yet you want us taken off air for saying something you don't like?
James, give it. James, put the bottle down, put the phone down, go to bed. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
At Tesco, we want to help everyone through these uncertain times, especially those that need us the most. So all our stores, except express stores, will prioritise the elderly and most vulnerable for 1 hour between 9 and 10 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, giving them the space and access to shop for the essentials they need. Because now, more than ever, every little helps. See tesco.com for more details.
With the Sun newspaper app, you'll get the paper exactly as it's printed straight to your tablet or smartphone for just $4.99 a month. That's every page of news, sport and celeb gossip from your favourite paper, wherever you are. So the sun is out, even if you're...
It means stay out of that lane because there's a hazard up ahead. Red X signs are there to keep us safe and keep us moving. Because we all want to be somewhere. Somewhere like going to watch the undefeated Blue and Whites being defeated. Oh, well, it's always next season. Follow the signs. Keep us all moving. Search Highways England Motorways to find out more.
Heroes. They're the ones we look up to, but sometimes down at. If they're under your sink mending a broken pipe. From plumbing to plastering, heating to electrics. At local hidden, Comes with a 12-month British Gas guarantee when you pay online. So if it needs fixing, there's a local hero for that. To get a quote, search Local Heroes. Terms and conditions apply.
Across the UK, online and on DAB. Talk radio on the Hour headlines.
Good morning, I'm Alfie Reynolds. Boris Johnson has announced tough new measures to combat the spread of coronavirus.
Our Prime Minister wants to enact measures like this.
The PM has ordered people to stay at home. All but essential shops will close and people should no longer meet family or friends. The alternative is a potential fine. You must only leave home to get food, exercise, for medical or caring needs, and commuting's only allowed if absolutely necessary. Speaking on Talk Radio, Labour MP Jack Dromey was asked if he would support the PM's new measures.
Yes, without hesitation. We have very significant criticisms of the way this has been handled. It's too little, too late, but it's welcome steps in the right direction.
Shadow Health Secretary Jonathan Ashworth also agreed with the new measures set out by the government.
Yes, we do welcome what has been said this evening. I mean, they are quite extraordinary restrictions which no politician would want to impose on the country. But earlier today, we were urging the government to go much further in the social distancing measures that they had announced.
And the Foreign Office is urging British people travelling abroad to come back to the UK now. It says tourists should come home while commercial flights are still available. There have been 55 more deaths among people who contracted the virus, taking the total across the UK to 336. And the weather, another dry and sunny day for much of England and Wales. Further rain and strong winds in the far north and northwest.
Talk radio. Late night, Iain Lee on Talk.
Sex was bad, called obscene, and the rich were so mean. Stayed me home.
watch tonight's show, if you go to youtube.com/Iain Lee, we're just kind of trying it. We're not really changing the show. We're not doing anything visual. You get to see us getting up and going for a pee. You don't see that bit. You see us leaving the room. And if you're watching right now, Patty has climbed up onto my lap, and you can see she's wearing the cone of shame, and it's the most pathetic thing, and she looks adorable, and I love her. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Let's go to Kieran. Good evening, Kieran.
Good evening.
Good evening, Kieran. I'm being handed cake and a decaf cough. This is the life. What can I do for you tonight, mate?
Well, basically, I wanted to talk about the measures taken tonight by Boris Johnson. They simply didn't address the queues that are forming for the elderly and vulnerable.
Why do you want to talk about this?
Because I'm a social worker, and I'll explain to you this morning.
Well, listen,
Sainsbury's was doing
here we go. Okay, Kieran, we know that the elderly and the vulnerable and NHS workers are struggling to get food. And a lot of the shops have done, like the first hour, old people can go, well, how is an old person going to get there? You know, we know all of that.
Well, the point with that is that, yes, the queues are there, and the NHS and social care workers are having to go through these queues to get to the front of those.
12:05.
It's important because you've got to realise that the social care and NHS workers are not carrying the protective equipment.
No, I know. We know a lot. Listen, intelligent people know all of this. Caring people know all of this. I just wondered, hang on a minute. At 5 minutes past 12, what good does it do to scare people even more?
Well, it's not about scaring. It's just about raising the awareness.
But people know, and this call isn't going to change it. I'm not having a go at you, and it might sound like I am. I'm not. This call isn't going to change anything. No one is going to go, oh shit, no one is going to change their behaviour because of this. So, can I make a suggestion? Try and get some sleep. And I don't mean that in a patronising way. Genuinely, try and get some sleep. There's so little we can do around this. There's so little. My cat with the cone is going to get stuck in a minute. Try and get some sleep. You sound like a really good man, and this call, it might help you, and that's great. If it helps you, then carry on. But it isn't going to change anything, is it?
No, but you know, at the same time, it was just really, I was just calling as a first-time caller.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you.
Yes, and I was just calling as a first-time caller, really, just saying that, you know, we need to, I think the measures that need to be taken is just around the queues, really, that are forming.
Okay, well, you've got that message across, Kieran, and I appreciate that, and it's an important one. But get some rest, mate. Thank you. 0344 499 1000. That may have sounded patronising, that may have sounded harsh, but it's 10 past 12 on a Monday night. We ain't going to fix anything. Intelligent, caring, thoughtful people, which are most of the people in this country, know. We know that old people and the people that work in the NHS and all kinds of caring industries, thanking them for their service, and the elderly. And we're not. And that's outrageous, and that is awful. And that is a small number of selfish idiots that are causing that. But we're not going to fix anything in 10 past 12. And what people at home in bed are going to hear are, we can't get stuff in the shops. We can't get stuff in it. I know you're not doing it to scare people, and I'm trying to be really careful how I phrase this, Kieran, because I say you're a good man. It's going to worry people. So, let's see what Dean's got for us. Good evening, Dean.
Hello.
Have you trapped any homeless people in your homeless trap?
No, I haven't. No. Did I tell you about the warehouse we set by with the Salvation Army?
Yeah.
for homeless people.
Oh, you didn't mention the Salvation Army, is that?
I did, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
They're with it as well. You know, they're sort of all. Well,
It sounds the most insane idea I've ever had or ever heard.
Well, the thing is, it's just they're all cubicles, as I said, and it's just that if somebody wants to put their head down in safety, then they can.
Okay, I'm eating some cake. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. But anyway, that's going all right. But I rang you up to lighten things a little bit. I'll give you a clear-up story. I got a burster out the shed. That's my lawnmower. Sit on lawnmower.
Who the hell gives their lawnmower a name?
Yeah, Bertha. Yeah, she's a lovely old thing, and I've had her for a few years, and I got her out the shed and give her a clean down. And
Are you real? Are you a real person? Are you a real person?
And anyway, I started mowing the grass.
No.
And all of a sudden, I thought, what's that in the grass?
It's recording.
So I stopped, shut it off.
Dean.
And I quietly walked over, and there's a bird nesting in the long grass.
Dean. Dean.
Yeah.
Are you real?
Yeah.
I had one of Britain's, and I will not name him, one of Britain's premier comedians, a big star, a household name, got in touch with me.
And me.
And said, that Dean, is he real or is he a put-on?
No, I'm real.
I said, he's real.
I said you were very real.
Yeah. And he went, oh, okay. I thought he might be a put-on.
No, definitely not. I wouldn't do that for anybody.
Okay.
No, I mean, No, I didn't run him out. No. I stopped because I saw something move in the long grass, and it's a bird building a nest.
In the grass.
That can happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's an idiot bird then. Survival of the fittest.
Some of them
Kill
do.
it.
What are they called? Corn crakes.
I just put it away for now, and
That's racist, Catherine. They're pronounced cornflakes, okay? All right? We're not having any of those jokes here tonight.
amazing thing to see today, anyway.
Okay.
But I rang up really to say, I want to wish all the delivery drivers, NHS staff, shop staff, the really hard job that they're doing. And I know over the weekend here in near Oxford, where I live, there was a situation in Tesco's that turned very nasty.
Okay, we know that stuff. Here's the thing. We don't need to. We know that stuff's happening. Oh, by the way.
I want to say
Yep.
thank you to all of them.
Good.
Because I get my deliveries.
Dean.
And they're really good.
Great news. That's great news. Thank you. 03444991000. I've got a delivery booked for next Tuesday.
Have you? How did you manage that?
I booked it 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
I booked it 3 weeks ago thinking, well, it's Tuesday?
Can you amend?
Yes. You can add whatever I want. But here's the thing. Every time I go, by the way, someone just said, can you stop saying, here's the thing? Turns out I can't. Every time I go into amend, it's already shorter because they've taken a load of stuff off. So I am just going to go nuts. I'm going to stockpile. I'm going to panic. I'm going to panic buy, stockpile. I'm going to sell on eBay for extra prices. I'm thinking big. Thinking big now. I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to sell hand gel to the nurses.
Right.
Big time.
1, you won't be able to get hand gel. 2, you can't have more than 3 things. 3, so it's not going to happen.
4.
I mean, that's not really a 3.
4. Would you like to buy? 4. Would you like to buy 3 Rustlers microwave burgers? Because I'm going to add that to the list.
No. Do you know what?
You will when you're hungry.
Before I eat that,
Rustlers.
I'll go scavenging. I'll eat grass.
Actually, the word is scavenging. So you got that wrong.
Wow.
You can't eat grass. The Chinese did that, and this was years ago in the Chinese famine, about 120 years ago, and they all died.
I'm not eating Rustlers.
Rustlers, microwave burgers.
No.
I will sell them to you for 20 quid. McDonald's is closed down.
I know. I'll
Rustlers.
eat proper dinners.
Rustlers.
No,
I'll Rustlers something up for you.
No thanks.
For £20 a pop.
Honestly, no. It comes like in the bun and everything. All you have to do is warm it up. No.
Yes, it's convenient. It's
Not
quick
for
and
me.
convenient.
Not for me. Thank
This is
you.
Talk Radio. You're an idiot.
Rustlers.
Fucking Rustlers.
Now, this cake is Madeira, so it's supposed to be a little bit dry. Is it too dry?
No, it's nice. Oh, here we go. Listen to this prick. This guy is getting blocked. Shame on you. An elderly person who can't leave their home to buy shopping could have used the delivery slot you selfishly possessed to save their life. Do the decent thing and cancel it and get off your backside and go shopping.
They won't.
Bye.
They won't open it up.
Bye-bye.
And those with existing health conditions.
This is the guy that said I was Iain Collins. Oh, fucking the Chinese.
All right, so he's looking for something to be upset about. Why didn't he go to bed?
Symptoms are mild. You should
Go to bed.
Go to bed, mate.
This is not doing him any good.
go to nhs.uk to check your symptoms and follow the specialist.
Oh, actually, I don't know if the... Can you see if the dishwasher has been done yet?
No, it hasn't.
Oh, then put it in the dishwasher. Oh, you dirty...
You clean, actually.
Will recover
Clean.
well at home. Protect yourself. Protect others. Protect the NHS.
Ta-da! Tis I, Budsy. Spring is here, and it's time to dust. Those filthy cabinets are a must for windows that need a wipe or muddy paws. Anytime. Wipe those shades or the blinds. Open them up. It's time to shine. Plenty can be your sponge or squeegee to make spring cleaning easy peasy. So, remember, whatever the event is, wipe
Dean, can I ask you a question? Are you real?
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I will do you 3 Rustler's burgers.
No.
Normally it would be £20 each from my store.
No, not messy.
I will do the 3 for £30. That's £10 a Rustler. Mate, you're going to be so hungry.
Not for no.
You're going to be so hungry, right?
I won't be that hungry.
You're going to be so hungry, right?
Mate, you're fueling the panic. There is no shortage. You just might have to, adjust what you're buying.
If there's no
You might not get
shortage...
everything on your list.
All right, okay, there's no shortage, right?
I don't need rustlers.
Okay, so there's no shortage, right?
Well,
Answer answer. Very simple yes or no question. Is there a shortage?
yeah, because not. So don't be buying 3 rustlers.
So, okay. Can you just
Save it
answer...
for the people that need them.
Could you just answer a question for me? Because you're evading the question, President Trump.
What do you want?
Is there a shortage?
There isn't a shortage.
Jeez. Right, so there isn't a shortage. Right. How many rustlers have you got in your...
I don't want none because I've
Right,
never
so,
eaten one.
no, so there's a shortage of rustlers in your house. I can fix that for you.
No, there's a purposeful shortage of rustlers.
I
in my
can
house.
fix that for you.
No, I don't know.
Let's go to... If anyone wants any rustlers, then...
Get your orders in.
Get your orders in.
You can have one of the 3.
£15 each for you suckers. It was only 3 for 30 for Catherine because she's a mate of mine.
Am
Let's... Not really. Not anymore, actually. Yeah, that's right. She's flicking her middle finger at me, which you can see
just
on
applying
YouTube.
some lipstick.
Yeah, which is not... You can't apply it from a finger. So that's offensive. All I'm trying to do is save lives. All I'm trying to do is save lives. And I get abuse. Like Mother Teresa did.
That's your cat's cone.
Yeah. I'm like in Mother Teresa. All she got was abuse.
She got quite praised up as well.
She got a lot of abuse from souls like you.
Wow.
Souls.
I don't know why you're going for me all of a sudden. This is what happens.
No, because I'm trying to...
I don't want your rustlers. Keep it to yourself.
You're creating panic buying now.
I'm not.
Well, you are.
Chill.
Because people are thinking, oh, right, Kath doesn't want rustlers.
What's wrong with rustlers?
I'm going to go and buy some rustlers now.
No one's thinking that.
No, yeah, they are.
Apart from one of our former
Here's the
colleagues
thing.
used to love a rustlers, didn't he?
Here's the thing.
Mm?
If I don't get rustlers in my delivery next week, you are dead to me. You are dead to me. You are dead to me. We'll be broadcasting. I'll be in here, and you'll be. I can stretch the microphone out the window. You can do it in the front garden because you'll be dead to me. Because if someone has snuck in and got my rustlers, then F you.
No one's going to rustle your rustlers.
F you.
No need for that.
F you.
No F in anyone.
F you. But when you say F you, so the F means.
Forget.
Okay.
You.
When you say F you, do you mean you as in the letter U or the word you?
I never say that kind of meanness to people. That's just you.
Okay, well, I'll think about it. I'll give you an answer tomorrow. Good evening, Caitlin. I have to be honest here.
Yeah.
I think it's probably best that we don't talk anymore.
Okay.
Just because that call the other night, I thought was really unfair.
Okay, no
Okay, and I wish you nothing but health and success and good luck. But I just don't think it's healthy for either of us, is it?
Okay, bye.
All right, Caitlin, take care. Lots of luck. Thank you. Bye-bye. Was that okay?
I think it's the only way, really, because of
The last call we had was so, and I'm not saying this in any way to embarrass or shame you, Caitlin, and not at all. I know you have mental health issues. I really, really do. But I just think that the last call was so unfair to Catherine and I. Let's put it that way. When we have really give so much of ourselves, that I don't think it's healthy for either party. And I wish you the very, very best of luck.
I think that's the way it's. I don't feel like Caitlin ever comes away feeling better about.
No, and that's not what we want. We want people to come away with I don't know, happier, feeling they've learned something, they've achieved something, and
But at this point, I feel like we disappoint her every time.
Yeah. So good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. David.
Come away feeling. Hello, mate.
Come away feeling what, David?
Well, you just said that you want your, well, it almost feels like contestants to come away feeling educated. But seriously, the content of the conversation is...
David, do us a favour. Good night. Thanks very much for your call. 0344 499 1000. God, he wasn't up to it, was he?
No. Contestants.
Poor lad. Poor lad. Oh, dear. 0344 499
He was practising, though, which I
know.
thought was kind of adorable.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was practising. Oh, little baby. If he was a contestant, he wouldn't make it through the office trials. He wouldn't get to the studio. What you got, Boyley? Have you got anything, by the way?
Yeah, I've got a few things.
It's nearly 12:30.
All right, here we go.
Okay, calm down. Calm down, guys.
What about... A man had sex with a dolphin called Dolly for a year and claimed she seduced him.
Oh, now we know dolphins. Not
Very
Dolph Lundgren. Dolphins, horny.
The male is very highly sexed.
Yeah.
I mean, I do often tell this story, but I do recall a phone call, and this isn't funny, this is awful, to a local radio station I used to work on, to their consumer programme, from someone who'd had the dolphin experience.
And got more than she bargained for.
Yeah. It broke her pelvis.
Yeah.
Against the side of the pool. So, approach with caution, because those guys are strong.
Handle me with care, every dolphin got a woman to breed on. Put your dolphin next to mine and seaman.
Oh my God. That last word just hit home.
Yep. Well
We're talking about the female of the species in this particular circumstance. Malcolm Brenner.
By the way, actually, this is really important.
Oh God, what?
No, this is really important. The song, recently I performed.
I want to tell you about Wet Goddess.
Okay, well, Catherine, gosh.
That's the name of his book.
Oh, I thought it was your nickname. I recently performed a very powerful song on the radio.
I Have My Beans.
It's not called... I can't shout because I've got the boys upstairs. I've got David living next door.
We know it's popularly known as I Have My Beans.
It's not called I Have My Beans.
The lyric.
That was like one throwaway line.
Not throwaway,
about
classic.
Even my sister said, I like your song, I Have My Beans. Get lost, Joe. Get lost.
What are you calling it?
Get lost. Social isolation. Social isolation. I don't even want to talk to you anymore, sister. You're not even my sister anymore. You're excommunicated. You're an apostate from my family, right?
Ian.
Yes.
Back in the room.
Hello.
What are you calling it?
One Man's Lonely Lament.
I think I Have My Beans is catchy, mate.
Carry on with your story about having it off with the dolphin.
Go on.
You pervert.
Is that the end of the story?
Yeah, it's not called I Have My Beans.
Okay.
It's
This
called
is how the Beatles felt about the White Album.
The what?
Exactly.
No such record.
Exactly. I Have My Beans. But everyone knows of the White Album, and they won't go, oh, yeah, the Beatles by the Beatles.
I'm going to...
The enemy in this. I'm just trying to help you.
You're not actually. You're trying to smooth talk me. Like a sweet talking guy that the girl group sang about. You sweet talking guy.
Yeah.
Well, stay away from me. Stay away, all right? because I'm a little bit savvier than you think. I'm savvier as Savlon. You mess with me, you mess with the best. I'll get my horny dolphin army onto you. There'll be no rest for you. Every bath you take, every wash you have, my dolphins are going to be watching you. Ready. Pounce. Let's hear your dolphin story.
I've got bath.
Let's hear your dolphin story after this trailer.
Oh, come on.
Across the UK, on DAB,
Wet Goddess, this book's gone. I really want to read it.
on Talk Radio.
Apparently there's been an amendment from Boris Johnson that you can travel to see your children.
Every lunchtime, I'll bring you breaking news, the most important newsmakers, practical advice you need to know.
Is that true? Can we see if that's true?
No hysteria allowed. Drive with Dan Woodley, Monday to Thursday afternoons from 4 on Talk Radio. Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Okay, I'm not going to.
Here we go.
Go on, here we go.
Oh no, hang on.
I don't want to. I'm not going to read this email out, this tweet out in case, because I don't like rumours.
Let's wait for the facts.
I much prefer Tusk. Okay, go on.
Right, here's the fact.
Let's have it. Horny facts.
Malcolm Brenner wrote a book called Wet Goddess about his experiences with the dolphin, who he claims to have had a relationship with when he was a student. She went to a different college, you don't know her. Malcolm Brenner is a self-confessed zoophile who claims, I know, he had an affair, is that all it was, with a dolphin called Dolly after she seduced him. Now 68, Malcolm was still a student when he embarked on the quote-unquote relationship, says the Mirror, with a bottle-nosed dolphin in the 1970s.
Now, I don't condone this.
This was
at
the
all.
70s, though, different
No,
times.
I don't condone it, but they are fit.
Oh,
Those bottlenoses are fit.
They're not. Come on.
They shouldn't be showing their hole all over the place.
That's not for anybody else's enjoyment, that's for necessity. He's written a novel, Wet Goddess, which tells the story of a young man who has a sexual relationship with a dolphin, Ruby, while he's working at a theme place. Well,
What's it
that would be
called?
the same
What's it
thing.
called? Slippery When Wet?
Wet Goddess.
Wet Goddess.
He said, I wrote this book for dolphins because we're mistreating these animals by keeping them in captivity. Listen, mate, you weren't treating it so nice.
This book came out 11 years ago, and it costs on Amazon £40.75.
Well, someone at the Mirror's found it. Malcolm claims to have been in his early 20s when he started his relationship with Dolly. He was a keen photographer and was allowed to take pictures in the pool at the former theme park in Sarasota, Florida, where he lived. The student was allowed to swim with the dolphins and soon formed a close bond with Dolly. He said, I was given free access to the dolphins and I became friends with her by going swimming with her. She was very special. Malcolm claims Dolly announced her intentions towards me by positioning herself so he was rubbing against her. Oh, okay, she made you, did she? This sounds like balls. Malcolm insists Dolly became more and more aggressive in her pursuit of him. He said, I found that extraordinarily erotic. It's like being with a tiger or a bear. This is an animal that could kill you in 2 seconds if it wanted to. Then, one night after the theme park had closed, Malcolm says he and Dolly eluded the male dolphin so they could, a jealous lover, so they could spend time alone and, oh God, no. And eventually had sex for the first time. He explained, there's something quite transcendental about making love with a dolphin. Malcolm has always stressed there was nothing abusive about his relationship with Dolly and that dolphins basically have free will, in quotes. He added, what is repulsive about a relationship where both partners feel and express love for each other? I know what I'm talking about here because after we made love...
What dirty get? I'm trying to keep quiet. What dirty get?
The dolphin put her snout on my shoulder, embraced me with her flippers, and we stared into each other's eyes for about a minute. I think she was saying, get out and never come back. This was not some dog trying to hump my leg, okay? This was a 400-pound wild-born female dolphin. She was an awesome creature. But 9 months after Malcolm began his relationship with Dolly, the park closed and she was moved elsewhere, probably for her own safety. It sent him into a spiral of depression. He said, I called it a relationship because that's what it was. When she died, it made me feel terrible, and I fell into a depression which lasted 5 years. And Malcolm firmly believes she committed suicide by voluntarily stopping breathing.
Dolphins can.
Yeah. Here's the thing. the relationship didn't break any laws, as bestiality was only banned in Florida in 2011, guys.
It broke the laws of nature.
Malcolm has since been married twice, but also describes himself as a zoophile. Oh, God. Let's just say dogs. Malcolm, you're kidding yourself.
I'm embarrassed to do this, but we have to. Yeah, let's go to Bobby. And Bobby, I bring you into the conversation, and I am in no way implying that you're a dirty get like that old man that had it off with the dolphin and then a dog. So we're not in any way suggesting that. So you cannot sue us. But I've got my suspicions. I've got my suspicions. That's all I'm going to say. I don't trust you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What have you got for us, Bobby?
I was listening to when Kieran called in.
Yes.
And luckily our area is kind of listening to staying at home.
Yeah.
My husband had to go to the shop to get essentials today, and everyone was keeping the distance in the shop. The shop was full, so no empty shelves, and I called my mum today to see how she was, and it's the same there as well. So I'm glad that people are listening.
Yeah.
I just wanted to call in to say that there are people actually doing as they're told, effectively, and that there is food in the shops again, and there is no need to panic.
No, you're absolutely right. And I would like to think that the majority of people are doing as they're told, but then there are also, small and big groups of people that are being idiots, that do think they are immune to this disease because they're younger. That's fine. That's how it's been presented. It's not actually true when you kind of really get into it. But I get it. And here's the thing. I can understand how everybody's behaving as well, because this is weird. This is scary. It doesn't seem real to some people. Some people have no respect for the government, so why should they listen? These are weird times, Bobby. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I was ill a couple of weeks ago, and my daughter come home. She was off the last week of school because she had developed a cold, so I now have sleepless nights. So today I've kind of been a walking zombie.
Yeah.
And other than that, I'm better than I was with everything. I was kind of panicking last week.
Yeah.
But I've been sorting everything out.
How tidy and clean are your kitchen cupboards? Have you got that far yet?
Well, they're full, so...
Okay. Because for the first, I've lived in this house for just shy of 2 years, and I've still got one cupboard I need to do. I cleaned my cupboards for the first time ever. I didn't even do it when I moved in. I just put stuff in, and the crap that came out of them. I've just got to do the cupboard that's got the herbs and stuff in. The herbs is our middle class. I've just got to do that cupboard, and then it's all done.
I have a herb cupboard.
Do you? Okay, good. I don't feel so bad then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm cleaning cupboards and stuff.
But yeah, being the walking zombie. And then, while waiting to talk to you, I heard about I Have My Beans song. Put a smile on my face. So you kind of...
I don't know what song that is, Bobby. Sorry, what song? I don't know what song you're referring to, Bobby.
I can't remember the title.
It's called A Lonely Man's Lament. It's called a Lament of a Lonely Man, or A Lonely Man's Lament. Both work. It's not called I Have My Beans.
My beans
It's not.
My beans are better.
Well, why don't you go? No, it's not. Sorry. How many awards have you won? 0. I've won 6. I'm not bullying you. I've won 6. All right. For radio, which is where music gets played more than any other medium. So you go and write a song called I Have My Beans, and I look forward to hearing that. My song is A Lonely Man's Lament.
Kat agrees, and she's won an award.
Yeah.
She hasn't. Well, hang on.
Did you win before you started working with me?
What's 2? What's the...
Really, which?
The one...
25-metre swimming does not count.
No, the one with the guy with the little head, the Michael McClellan.
No, that was also
No,
working with me.
You were the newsreader.
Mate, I was the reason you were outside that hospital.
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah, that one as well as mine.
Oh, excuse me? Excuse me? How many have got your name on?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Isn't it? You
Take
see?
the inspiration.
The
I get none
patriarchy.
of the thankulation.
It's the patriarchy, Bobby. And oh no, you're a woman as well, aren't you, balls? All right. I refuse to talk to
No,
Bobby.
I'm not going to be put in the middle like this.
Not
Why,
in the middle.
just because I'm a woman?
I refuse. Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah. Talk to Bobby. I
No,
refuse to.
earn your money, award winner. Just because of your beans, right? Everyone likes it called "I've got my beans." Why are you so precious about it? Give the people what they want.
No one said it's a bad song.
No, but "I Have My Beans" is probably the most touching and memorable lyric. Agreed?
I agree.
There you go. And everyone wants beans at the moment. Beans are very much the thing.
They're very scarce.
Yeah, very rare.
Right, okay, this is boring, and I know because I've won awards, so I'm going to say goodbye, Bobby.
You don't have to be rude to her.
No, next time maybe we could speak to the man of the house. Would that be possible, Bobby?
Wow.
Chris, he wants to talk to the man of the house.
Oh God.
He said he don't want to.
There you go.
I like him.
There's a
I like him. Spunky. No, I like him. Spunky.
He doesn't like you.
No, it doesn't matter. Well, I respect that. At least he speaks his mind, not like Bobby and you. You're sheeple. You're sheeple, controlled by the MSN, the mainstream media.
Why are you so upset about the beans?
I like Bobby's husband.
Doesn't like you.
No, it doesn't matter. Well, that's good. I like him even more. Sorry?
You didn't before. You said when I was ill last time, you said he should be home looking after me and I should kick him out when he gets home.
That was a test, and you failed it, and he passed it. This guy's a hero, and I think all people should look up to him and respect him. Tell him that, and make him, a cup of tea or something. Goodbye, Bobby. Thank you. I wish I could cut you off, Catherine. Sorry? What are you pulling faces for? I think he's being an idiot. Are we going to have a competition, are we? So you can go the longest without speaking. Sorry? You can't hear you because your microphone's down. Can you hear that? Oh, I'm so dead. This is Talk Radio.
Online, on DAB, and on the Talk Radio app.
We're nearly done, look.
A change is coming. Millions of people across the UK.
Good old laugh.
They trying to turn him back to they could be out of pocket. So it's time to switch to with Vodafone Super Fast Broadband for £22.95 a month.
Can't get away
Join
from
the
it.
Great British Broadband switch today. The future's exciting. Ready? Vodafone.
18-month contract subject to credit check. Superfast 1, 73% of customers receive sync speeds above 35 megabits per second. Source Ofcom fairer pricing. Price may change during the...
Maybe the dolphin is special, and then we've done it with a dog. Right, okay, mate. All right. She made me rub myself on her. Oh, did she?
The nation's on a winning streak. £30 million to good causes every week. Who'd have thought it? These are
Hello, George.
Your numbers make amazing happen. The National Lottery.
Rules and procedures apply. Players must be 16 or over.
Are you thinking about investing but not sure where to start? At Times Money Mentor, we offer expert financial guides, real-life stories, and independent product reviews to help you make the right financial decisions for you. The current tax year ends on April the 5th.
That was right with Caitlin, wasn't it? I felt a bit bad, but that last call was so unfair.
With a stocks and shares ISA. Find the right ISA for you with Times Money Mentor's independent product reviews. Visit thetimes.co.uk/money mentor.
I wish her, the very best, but no.
Radio, round-the-clock live output, special programming and regular news updates.
We will get through this, and we will do whatever it takes.
Plus, all the latest official advice as events unfold. This is strong, strong advice.
Online, on DAB, and on the Talk Radio app. Talk Radio. Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Okay. Let's go to Mo.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, Mo.
Anyway, shouldn't you guys be in quarantine?
Why?
Back to the question there.
That's a good question. Why? What? That's how ill thought out your statement was.
I mean, you guys, shouldn't you be doing social distancing? You're beside like 25 cameras.
We what? Speak clearly, man.
We're surrounded by 25 cameras.
It's my phone. It's my mobile phone. It's streaming.
Beside like 25 cameras of a crew of radio presenters with
What on earth are you wittering on about? Have you got it? Does it make you talk bollocks?
You have a team of radio.
One of the symptoms is it makes you talk even more rubbish than usual. It's just me and Kath here.
It's not like you're just like recording on your phone. You have a team behind you.
No, we don't. We're here at
There's no
Ian's
one here.
house.
It's
There's me, him, and the cats.
And my kids are up in...
She's not your wife.
Right, but we're working together. What is it? We're critical mass.
Unless only necessary. So you're
All
Yeah,
right.
so we're broadcasting, which is, listen,
All right, Mo.
broadcasting at a time where people are in crisis mixes us, what is it?
Whatever, Mo. Whatever. Next point.
I mean, I asked you a good question. I feel like I'm almost like a journalist today.
Almost like a journalist, yeah.
Try qualifying and then we'll see. Mo, are you all right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Are you staying in the house?
Yes, well, I mean, today I went down to Tesco to get some sweets, but...
To sweets. So that was an essential journey, was it, Mo? To get some sweets. What sweets did you get, Mo? It's not funny, actually, mate, because you're potentially killing people. What sweets did you go and get?
It's Skittles.
Right. So you went to Tesco to get Skittles. And you dare to have a go at us. There's a great documentary the other night that said if you got the flu and you go out and infect, shut up and listen, because I'm going to educate you, thicko. If you go out and you've got the flu, you could infect 14 people. If you go out with coronavirus, you could infect 56,000 people. So what you're doing is really selfish. Why do you think you're different?
More selfish. I went to get some milk. You were just taking your hand in there.
Oh, goodbye, Mo. Goodbye, Mo.
around.
Goodbye, Mo. Goodbye, little boy. You carry on playing around in Mummy's knicker drawer. Dear God, I mean, what an absolute melt. Flippin' heck, man. 03 444 991 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're very, very welcome. But I'm curious, dear listener. I mean, no one. It's going to be a different answer every time. Do you think we're getting close to the right balance on this show? I want to make it fun. We're going to get a million opinions, and they're all going to be different. But I'm really determined to make this a laugh. Right? I want it to be a laugh. But we can't avoid what's going on. But it really struck me last night when I was in bed and I had the kids in the house and it was 10 o'clock and Limmy wasn't going to stream and I wanted to listen to something that wasn't the Lurgy. I wanted to listen, and he was doing this for the first hour and I thought, no, this is when I really want spaceships and ghosts and Yetis. This is what I want now, is I want something so fantastical to take me out of this. So I went on Twitch and I've actually recommended a load of good podcasts and stuff, and listened to a couple of bits and pieces. But are we getting the balance right? I feel that we are, but it's quite hard to know when you're in it. It's quite hard to know
also,
what it's like listening from your bed.
The nature of this program is that we deal with whatever people want to talk about.
Yeah.
And so we might try and steer, but actually if it comes down to it and people are still trying to process this thing, that's what the calls are going to be about. We're not throwing out this as a talking point. There aren't any talking points. So, I have it in mind every time someone comes on and wants to talk about it, I'm thinking, oh God, this is going to be such a thing for people that are trying to avoid it. But what do we do? We tried throwing the pervy dolphin man in and people brought it back to the Lurgy.
Do we do one show where it's verboten? We do one show where...
But then could that be dangerous?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Because we've had people on who've misunderstood the rules or...
Yeah. Arthur. Good evening, Arthur.
Hello, mate.
Hello, Arthur. What you got for us?
Mate. I just wanted to say that I was quite surprised to hear you brush on the subject of zoophilia on sort of fairly mainstream radio.
Is this your specialist subject?
Well, I don't want to go quite as far as that, but I did have quite an interesting upbringing and a few experiences which I probably won't give you the details of, but it is a thing, and there's a whole community out there, and it's surprisingly common, and doesn't really get talked about for obvious reasons, because apart from anything, you've got questionable legality in many places. Certain states in America, it's acceptable. Certain states, it isn't.
Right. So have you had sex?
Been in the situation where you've got where you're growing up, let's say, and you're a teenager, and you're around horses and ponies, and some of them can get extremely frisky and make really obvious body language towards you that they're interested in any kind of contact. Then things sometimes happen.
You had it off with a horse?
You can understand my reluctance to put that in black and white because of...
Well, but your silence speaks volumes. So you had sex with a horse. But surely one of the great things about being human is when an inappropriate sexual scenario presents itself, for example, with, and I'm going to say some strange things, but for example, with a parent, or with a child, or with your best friend's wife, or with a horse, one of the things that makes us human is we are able to say no, aren't we? Whereas animals are unable to say no. And animals naturally, they do not have the intelligence and are not able to give consent to a human being having sex with them.
Right, I totally understand where you're coming from, and that is a very common view, and it's one of the main things people always bring up.
Well, it's the truth.
Okay, but...
A horse can't consent to sex with a human.
Okay, well, a horse, if you do something with a horse that it doesn't like, it could kick the living...
Oh, Arthur, that's, with the greatest respect, that's utter nonsense. That's utter nonsense. A horse might find the act in some way stimulating if your penis is in hitting the right spot, but a horse is unable to consent to sex. A horse does not want to have sex with you, Arthur.
Okay, but just because a horse can't speak English language and spell out words, doesn't mean it can't communicate whether it is liking or not liking something. And if it's not... This is a wind-up.
This is a wind-up. This is a wind-up. I fell for it. This is a wind-up. I fell for it. I'm sorry. Go on. This is a wind-up.
Okay, well, if that's what you want to think, mate, I thought I might give you some
interesting insight into that.
That's not the same, because any action with kids I absolutely condone to
Why?
the highest
Why?
degree, because it
Why?
can completely mess up.
Why?
Because humans are complicated creatures, and you can completely mess up the mind of a child. I mean, I'm very lucky that nothing like that happened.
But supposing, hang on a second, supposing a child dresses provocatively and invites an adult to have intercourse with them, so the adult is supposed to say no.
Yeah.
But when a horse acts provocatively, whatever that means, I'm assuming you mean it has an enlarged vulva or something, an adult is okay to get stuck in.
Okay, well, mares do display certain things that
of course they do.
Extremely obvious that they're very flirty when they want to be, etc., and certain gestures and
flirty. How does a horse flirt with you?
The first time I experienced it was a horse basically reversing up to me. I wasn't even in the same field, but I was sort of leaning up against the fence, and the horse basically turning round and sort of displaying herself at me, sort of, every time I moved along the fence, she'd move along and still be facing.
But in that case, every time I go around my friend's house, and his dog starts humping me, what am I supposed to do? Tug it off? It's a slightly flippant question, but what am I supposed to do?
Well, obviously everyone's different, and in this country...
Nah, mate, I'm going to let you go. I was really hoping you were going to be a wind-up, Arthur, and you're not. And what you're saying is disgusting, it's illegal, and it's immoral, and you are taking advantage of a creature that is unable to say no. just because a horse backs up onto you. I really hope you're a wind-up, mate. I really hope you're a wind-up. And if you are, well done, because you caught me out. But you don't think that is what you've just described is disgusting and is illegal for a very, very good reason. Arthur? Arthur, Arthur, you cut him off. Disgusting. What a horrible, unpleasant, vulgar human being. That conversation was very graphic. Sorry, guys. I just needed to. I didn't need to. Sorry if anyone was offended by that. I'm deeply offended by that. What a horrendous, disgusting, shameful call. I'm still holding on to the hope that was a prank. Still holding on to the hope that was a prank. No. That was horrible. Can we take some calls on the coronavirus?
I mean...
Nah, I'm sorry. I probably pushed that call perhaps a little bit too far.
Well, it's just because we couldn't quite believe what we were hearing.
No. So if anyone was offended, I did use some pretty triggering language there. And I really apologise. I really, really apologise. That was thoroughly unpleasant. Let's cleanse our palate. Let's go to Rhythmic Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Madame Monsieur. Goodness gracious me.
Someone says, the old horse backs into me defence, classic. Nay means nay. Okay, all right, we get it. Thank you. Okay. Yes, Paul.
Jesus. I was inspired to call when you were questioning letting go of that lady caller. And it reminded me of something that a very wise lady told me. Well, it was a number of things. She called it the hand of God. May I recite what it is, please?
Oh, yes, I know. I thought you were quoting her now. Yeah, please do.
Oh, no, yeah. So she says that, well, for an enlightened existence, one should practice unlimited imagination, see oneself as the only reference point, and this is the one that triggered my call. Only make decisions that make you strong. And then she goes on to suggest that you focus in the now, which I think for us all is probably a good thing, as opposed to fearing for the future. If we focus in the now, we're all alive and healthy. Remove any personal history.
Are you telling me I should sack Catherine?
What?
I'm not saying that at all.
That means yes, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I think I know what you're saying. It's just me and Catherine. There were a couple of calls last week that were. You know what? I don't like banning people, Paul, or asking people not to call. I don't like it because I want this to be a free and open forum for people to drop in whenever. Go on, Kath.
Well, here's the trouble we have when we realise that we are somehow adding to their problems rather than. It's that thing of we're not helping anymore. We're letting them take the lid off, but they're not addressing things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, for what it's worth, I heard the call. I think you've made the right decision today.
Thank you, mate.
Obviously in some distress, and does not have the correct perspective on that at the moment, and she's looking for ways to perpetuate her situation.
Yeah, and we only seem to disappoint, that's the thing.
Paul, listen, we have to go because we're coming to the end, and Daryl is warming up his vocals. Thank you, Paul. Maybe we'll speak for a bit longer tomorrow. Again, really sorry if anyone was offended by that call. I didn't believe it was real. I would have got rid of it earlier, and I just didn't believe it was real, and it was some really horrible imagery. Which I would not want to put into anyone's mind. Still took our mind off the fact that we're all under lockdown because of this virus that's killing everyone. Well, this is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
killing everyone.
Cheers, guys. Speak to you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sam.
Sam.
Will I get in trouble for that horse fucking call?
We didn't know what was happening.
We shut him down. We expressed disapproval. We apologised afterwards. I don't see what more we could have done.
Dirty bastard. A dirty bastard.
I mean, was it my fault for reading the thing out in the first
No,
place?
it was a... No.
It was a, let's read about this guy and condemn it, right? Anyway.
Someone will complain about that.
Well, they will if you mention it online.
I don't know how to end it.